When last we left our heroes,
they were trying to take a long rest.
Really trying.
During which
really trying.
During which they were ambushed by all the orcs.
Yep.
And
4 different occasions. We
fended them off.
Yeah, we fought the bulk of the orcs and made our way out through.
Oh no! That's right.
Then we let
We
them
fought
get
some
away.
orcs,
Okay.
and the boss ran away.
Yes.
Okay. Yep.
And then we went into
Because we let him.
right.
Yeah, because we were beaten down and
Boy, yeah.
not
Which
the
was-
greatest pursuers.
Right.
Super great idea. Jasmal thinks.
We made our way to their chambers where we were kind of. They had hostages and they had one hostage.
We killed some sturgeons and found a trap in the meantime, though.
Right.
Went up the stairs. Yep.
Oh, that's right. That's right. The witches. No, thank you.
I don't think so.
Not witch, shaman. The shamaness's pets.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
We found out later after we killed them.
our little stingies.
Right. And then basically we had to choose whether or not to just bum rush them or keep their hostages alive and let them go. And we let them go with some of their stuff. And
After a little negotiation.
I almost went a little too far with belligerence.
I was going to say, we became dangerously close to coming to blows.
Right, yeah.
Nice and tense. And then they left, pushed us to a place, and then we were kind of on the trail back, right? Or about to start the trail back.
You hadn't hit the road yet. You were getting ready to head down. And you also had 2 commoners, 2 women, who were with you as well.
Right.
It looked like they'd been through hell. Well, one of the 9 hells, the smaller one.
Little help.
That's right. We still had them with us. The original woman we ran across, your friend,
Yeah,
had
she
run
pieced
back.
out
Yeah.
got
And
married.
lived happily ever after.
Yeah,
We had a good vision.
As far as we know.
Mahandra had escaped. You now had these 2 human women. You had learned their names were Jaradil and Kurana.
Okay.
Move this out of the way.
So we're going to escort them back to town and.
There was also some talk of tracking the orc escapees down and trying to see if you could run them down.
I mean,
Or at least making sure they were leaving.
yeah, that was kind of what Lysander was going for. He doesn't want to necessarily run after them to shoot them with helmet blasts or whatever. We successfully negotiated our way through that. I wouldn't want someone to survive by accident and then tell people that we don't actually take prisoners or we don't keep our deals.
Always my concern.
So you think we should follow them for a little while, like track them for a little while and make sure they are leaving the area?
In other words, Lysander is neutral on this. I don't want to necessarily get involved. I would take them at their word because otherwise, well, we could create more trouble.
The 2 commoners seem to kind of be huddling near each other. You can see that they are roughly as described as their minis. The one in the red is not actually a belly dancer. Her clothes have just been ripped up and torn to shreds.
I think that's in fashion now.
The other one appears to be younger, and she seems a little bit less worn out than the others have been.
Okay.
I ask, have you guys eaten?
Oh, I think we already
we did feed them already?
right?
One of the younger one nods her head, and she points to Haas, and then over to, I think it was Lysander, because Haas asked Lysander for food.
Good.
Yeah,
Haas doesn't eat.
Yeah, I was going to go. I was like, oh wait, right. I have rations. They've been in my bag for a long time, 4 months.
The whole game.
Thankfully, it's dried stuff, so it should still keep.
Yeah, well, it's hard to.
Wait,
last for a month.
Question: why do you have rations?
They were in the adventurers kit I bought.
So you're currently standing inside of a...
Hadn't we already left? Like we're just outside it? Or?
No, you're still inside of it. You would spend some time looking for secret doors in the opening chamber and found some arrow slits and stuff like that. The doors are open. You can see where the steps lead down, and the well-crafted gives way into rough-hewn caverns. Like either they tunneled through or they found a cavern and used it as the base to make their citadel. Okay, so you can clearly see where the citadel ends and the natural stone begins.
So how long did it take to get here?
About half a day's march through relatively tame wilderness, like plains, forest, stuff like that.
It's morning now?
Yeah, it's getting into late morning, and Threnin
We should get
Threnin was able to successfully guide you here without much difficulty, and Threnin says that I can be leading you back to town without much problem.
How about this? We track the band for a couple hours and make sure they seem to be en route to leaving, and then we head to. How about that?
That's fine.
Threnin pulls out his beard, and he says, that would make sense.
And I'm sure that could help us from where we decided head back to the town, because they're you guys know the woods in this area a decent amount.
One of the women seems a little shell shocked. The other one nods her head yes, and then she stops and she thinks about it, and then she says no.
Okay, well we'll make sure you get back one way or the other.
We should probably track them by ourselves and not force them
Okay,
to like.
that's fine.
What was your profession again?
The younger one says farmer. We were farmhands.
What's their names again?
Milkmaid. And she says, the younger one points to herself and she says, my name's Karana, and this is Gerardil. Gerardil seems to be the older, more beaten up one.
Was she the one that was being threatened?
Yes.
They were both being.
But she also seemed to have she also seemed to be like she had less to eat and was kind of has more superficial beatings on her. Basically, does somebody have proficiency in medicine?
No.
Nope. I'm good. I got a +1.
I do not. I think we're all horrible at medicine.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and make a medicine check if you have a +4.
More of a backwoods method than a 9.
9. Wow. Okay.
She's not dying, I don't think.
She is not dying.
She appears to be.
Can I do like a healing word on her? Is she in need of that, or is it just like
somebody had already done that?
Oh, okay. Does she need
doesn't.
any?
She's not missing any hit points. It was just
Okay.
from her living.
So
it looks
it's
like she's been trapped with these orcs for close to a month,
okay.
and she's suffered at the hands of them because of that.
Let's, like you say, we'll get them back to town, and we'll let the sheriff know, and then if they want to follow up on it. I mean, I think that we encourage the orcs to leave.
Pretty handily.
Brennan will point to Bruce,
Let's see what
and he
happens.
says, "Since I can lead them back to town, if you want to be keeping an eye out and see if you can pick up their trail, just to see if we can figure out which way they were heading." You seem to be good at that sort of
I
thing.
tend to sniff things out.
This should just be a quick diversion. Why don't maybe the four of us go do a little tracking, and we can send Riley's character's name is Joff. We can send Joff back
Yeah, sure.
with them as escort.
The road trap is over.
So Joff says, "So you want me to go off by myself with these two women?"
Have
And
fun.
Threnin.
Oh,
And he looks over at Threnin, and Threnin looks at him. Says, "All right."
Leave them alone, guys. They've been through a lot.
He says, "You dare impugn my honor? I am a halfling. I'm completely innocent."
everything
Right.
you just said there, except for the halfling part, was wrong.
Hey Riley!
Oh, he's here.
Hey Riley,
Get
they
it
want to
over
split
with
the party.
Hurrah!
Sure.
You're gonna be on your own. You're in
there you go.
you're in the smaller half.
Okay, so you and Bishop are going to go with Threnin the dwarf to escort the two commoners back to town, while the rest of the party is going to head off into the wilderness.
Shouldn't I go in the wilderness?
No,
Yeah,
no, you're fine. You're going into the wilderness in another direction.
You can actually come with us. There's no problem with that.
If you'd like to, actually. Yeah. I mean, we're just trying to
We're
figure
tracking the
out
orcs and see if
They should.
Okay.
We're just trying to make sure the orcs leave and then we head back to town.
All right.
Okay, so shall we?
All right.
I feel bad if
You do that
decision
beat.
for you before.
Threnin will be along shortly.
Threnin says, "Well, good luck." All right, and he kind of
Doodly.
does a hand symbol and says something in Dwarvish. You understand it as "May Morden guide you."
Okay, so it's not a gives us the finger and leaves. Okay.
Fuck all y'all.
You want to do your all speak with beast thing?
Threnin and the two women start walking, and Threnin pulls out from his pack. He pulls out some rations, and he hands them each some food, and he starts telling them a tale as he has a puff of his pipe. Basically, it seems like Threnin likes to tell stories.
And he gets to endear himself to the local populace, who he will, in theory, shortly be flooding with other dwarves.
All right. So, Lysander, you want to do your speak with beast thing?
Yeah, give me like 10 minutes, of course. Just,
Do we get through 10 minutes uninterrupted?
Unless somebody wants to do something in those 10 minutes. So do you beast shape as soon as he finishes?
Yeah, once he's done, form a wolf.
Okay.
Who's faster, the panther or the wolf?
I think they're the same speed.
Yeah, they're probably both about
Panther's
50.
50. We're both 50.
All right.
Alright.
We
So-
always have an exact tie in all our races.
You guys step out of the mountain door, begin making your way along the trail. You find, it curves and goes like this, and you find, you with your high perception, you can see evidence of orc guards who would have been outside of the cave entrance, kind of keeping a watch over the trail down below. The orcs are gone. I want you to go ahead and make me a survival check.
Don't smell anyone else around here. Survival.
Survival's for picking up tracks.
11. Do I get advantage because I'm sniffing?
I will let you make a perception check for sniffing, but if it does well enough, you will get advantage on your survival check.
Okay. So perception is normally an advantage.
Yeah.
So it was an 11 and a 24 were the two rolls.
Go ahead and make a survival check.
Yay! Oh man! So 12. So
Okay.
the trail. I tell Lysander the trail may be cold.
These are well-bathed orcs.
Should have brought.
You're able to pick up the faint scent. You find some very small tracks. You're pretty sure from your information you've gathered, they're heading south along the trail, basically along the same way that you guys came up until a certain point.
Okay.
Like, they were heading. It's like you could easily assume that they were heading back to town, or that they're heading to the edges of the kingdom's boundaries.
Yeah. I'm going to assume the latter. At the same time, we're probably going to head in that direction anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll certainly encounter them if they are.
They are going.
I want to investigate further.
Yeah.
Just bump into them. Hey guys, how's it going? Hey, it's been too long.
Fight!
Alright. So to translate, he said wolf.
Yes, technically everything that Bruce is able to say, Lysander can choose
Is all can mess with as he wishes.
as he wishes. Yes.
Woof or fourth sniff.
Oh, sorry. That was my mistake. The trail seems to be heading south. You guys would actually be heading north to get back to the village.
Oh, even better then.
Okay, so
Good.
For some reason,
they
I
are
thought,
leaving.
For some reason, I thought the mountain home was north of the village, not south. Anyways.
Should we follow for a little bit and then turn around?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Could somebody please roll me a d12? 9.
I mean, yes, I would, and I rolled a 9.
Yes. You're able to vaguely follow the trail. You really start to lose it after maybe 30 minutes. How long does speech last for now?
An hour.
Are you sure? Because I looked at it recently and it looked like it was actually shorter than
I'm not positive. It may be shorter.
Double checking.
Probably good to know.
Yep.
Beast.
Speak with animals. Duration 10 minutes.
It only lasts 10 minutes.
What? That's
This is why I was encouraging you to take the actual invocation and not just the spell.
no. Now I understand because the invocation is like an hour.
Yeah, speak with
Well,
animals.
the invocation is at will, so you can just keep
So you zip
casting.
around your people.
Yeah.
It looks
You
pretty
can keep casting the one action spell every 10 minutes. Okay, so Lysander, you begin to feel your connection with Bruce fade right around the time that Bruce says, "I'm starting to lose the trail here." So Bruce can make another survival check.
Yay!
Lysander, you have a choice.
26.
So go ahead.
He says, "Woof woof."
He said.
I point in the direction that they are.
The paw.
Yeah.
No, just like
Do you want to stop
Do my
and
pointer
wait
impression.
for another 10 minutes?
No, I say. He said they probably went this way.
Okay.
I kind of wolfy laugh.
I mean, I'm not wrong. I hope.
Paul says, "Are we satisfied? Does this seem reasonable?"
I think you'd never be satisfied.
How about you there? He says yes. Let's get out of here.
Okay.
All right.
With a shrug.
So you're about
I would be more satisfied if I had the blood all over my blade, but you know, this will do.
just, could you go ahead and make a survival check now to make sure that you get back towards the trail?
20.
20?
Yep.
20. All right. You have little difficulty following the trail back. following your trail back towards where you had been walking to get to Mountain Home. Like, that takes you another 10, maybe 20 minutes to find the trail and start following it back to the village. Could somebody please roll me a d12? Somebody do it!
Quicker on the draw.
7.
Okay. Your march takes you about 4 hours. Along this trail, you arrive at the edge of the village of Oakhurst. You can see there's quite a few farms, such, and you can see a pair of guards. One of them a human, one of them a halfling. Neither of them are dressed in heavy armor. They're both wearing leathers. They have crossbows drawn and are watching you approach.
At the outskirts of town, I'll become a human again, just to not mess with anyone.
Also, your time would run out.
Oh, yeah, you're right. After two hours, I would change.
You guys would remember the last time you came into this village, they had about 8 traditional guardsmen with heavy armor and spears, and then about 4 or more rangers that would stay on the outskirts and keep an eye on things. So,
And instead, these guys are in the town.
No, you guys are approaching the outskirts where the farms are. You can see them waving at you.
Okay. Oh, okay. So these are the other rangers.
These are the rangers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also waving back.
They start walking up towards you, and I assume you start walking back to them.
Yep.
Sweet. The halfling stops, he looks up at you all, and he says, Hi, welcome back.
Did Thorn make it back with
You mean
Brennan?
Brennan?
Thorn? Yes, Brennan.
You got a few names there.
You're talking about the gray-bearded dwarf with
Yes.
the 2 women, right?
Yeah.
They're celebrating in the tavern.
Excellent.
We were really surprised to see Jaradil and Karana make it back alive.
We're happy.
People don't normally get to be able to pay the ransom to the orcs, so people don't usually come back.
Well, in this case, we didn't have any ransom paid. Instead, we taught them a bit of a lesson.
He looks at you and says, Really?
Yep, we got quite a tale to tell, and I'm assuming that Thrennen has told you part of it already. He likes to talk a lot.
The human just kind of crosses his arms, says, He did.
What do you say about me?
Who are you?
Never mind. So we'll talk at the tavern.
Who's the halfling?
I'm
No,
not.
this is the human.
You're a halfling.
Yeah.
No, you're a halfling.
No, and I'm not a human. I'm an elf. Why does everyone? I'm so confused.
The halfling is just kind of covering his mouth.
In character, we're all just arguing with each other about what race we are.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
I think we solved your orc problem, too.
Also just
Yes.
Uh,
Listen to the
the
boy, I
halfling
mean
says,
that.
the captain will be very pleased to hear that.
Good.
I'm a panther.
yes. Where is she?
Oh, she's in her office.
Oh, man.
Well, she might not be anymore, but that's where she was when we went on patrol. That's where she usually is.
Okay. We should probably talk to her.
Makes sense.
Oh, yeah, and what about the other woman that we see? What happened to her?
What woman?
What was her name again?
Mahandra?
Mahandra.
He kind of scratches at his mutton chops. Mahandra.
Because she made it back. This would have been yesterday.
Probably covered in, like, insect shells and stuff. Apparently she's had some time to craft.
She may have headed for her farm.
Probably, yeah.
Just,
I imagine she wants to see some
I think I heard something about somebody showing up last night. I was off shift. I'm spending time with my family.
Okay, which
Understandably.
Yeah.
Very well.
We'll learn more about her later.
Yeah, probably. It's a small village. You hear a lot about a lot of people.
Well,
So you're going to hear about our tales of glory.
so I guess
Human just
so I guess to keep an eye out for a roving band of orcs, but they seem to have gone the other way. So
We went
well,
that way.
I'm not really the one who needs to know about that, but thank you for the heads up.
Oh yeah, we also beat the crap out of a dragon twice.
True.
Really?
Wait, you didn't know about the dragon?
No.
We let it live.
No. So we're gonna have to explain what happened. To the tavern.
He just gives you a little salute and steps to the side.
Well, man.
Sorry, what was that?
Right.
Drink
Let's go. That was awkward.
He's like, you said to the tavern, like, I'm working. Bye.
I'm trying to be dramatic. Okay, if someone else had something else to say, sure, go ahead.
So, he stepped to the side. You guys, it takes you maybe 15 minutes to cross through the rest of the outskirts of the farm and arrive at Oakhurst proper. You can see it's basically, there's one road in Oakhurst. There's a couple of other smaller roads that connect to it, but there's one main road that you are on. You can see the Old Boar Inn, boar is in the animal, which is the tavern and inn that you guys were at before. You can see a small government building and a small barracks that you remember being the captain of the guard's position. Yes?
When are we going back to get my armor?
Well, the plan is finish up here, probably leave tomorrow morning, head for Vox Lialin.
Okay.
And I know I'm headed back to Elegon. I assume that you will be too to find your armor. So that's literally down the road.
All right.
Very soon, don't you?
So if you want to Lysander, if you want to head for the tavern, I'll stop and let the sheriff know what's up, the captain know what's up.
I'll stick with you guys for the moment.
Okay.
I mean,
in case it's a double cross.
I'm kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop.
All right, so you head over towards the captain's barracks.
Yep. Knock. Is anyone in?
The door opens, and you can see there's one guard who opens the door for you. And he asks, "Who are you and what's your business?" At around that point, you all can hear somebody shouting. He said, "But it's true! I saw it!" And the guard just kind of closes his eyes, like, "Lord, give me strength."
Do we recognize that voice?
No.
Okay.
It appears to be. It sounds humanoid, or like
Okay.
human. Sure. So he asks, "Who are you all? What's your business?"
We were. Is that how we introduced ourselves last time?
Yes.
Have we been doing that consistently? Yeah.
Sure. Let's go for it. We are the Shield of Our Lane. We were here the other day, heading into the mountains.
The what? Shield of Orland?
Lane.
Orland?
So Haas does this.
You have to speak up. I'm a little hard of hearing in this helmet.
Oh.
Shield of Orlane. We were here 2 days ago.
Oh, see, I was visiting my folks out on the eastern edges of the village.
Okay. But the captain is acquainted with us. We'd like to talk.
Oh. Well, we'll see if she's available.
Thank you.
You can have a seat in the common room.
Sure.
There's about 8 hardback chairs with a small table and cups of dark liquid.
Yeah, sure.
Just thinking like
Haas sits down, takes his hat off, and whacks dust off himself.
Don't get in the liquid.
and then he makes that mistake. He stops. He stands back. And
Wolf form.
and grabs a cup.
That one's yours now.
I'll take the dusty one.
Okay. By the way, who's that yelling inside? What's that about?
Are you asking the guard?
Yes.
The guard walked off already.
Yeah.
I asked her.
If you look around, there's probably somebody else crossing paths at this point that you could ask. Sure.
Or I guess I could also listen intently.
So there's a scribe kind of filling out some notes in the corner.
I'll take a drink.
It is a very, very dark, hard coffee.
Coffee. Oh, yes. Haven't had that in a while. Hi there. Just curious about who's currently in session with the...
Right now, nobody's in session with the captain, as far as I know.
What's all the yelling at?
One of the Oakhurst Rangers is being detained and questioned due to being drunk on the job.
Wait, what did he say happened?
He claims to see a great winged beast cut across the moonlight.
He saw a dragon named...
Nightwing.
We have the name, the Black Night Scale. Night Scale.
He saw a dragon named Nightscale.
Oh, you heard him too in the tavern last night.
No.
So we both...
We drove her off.
We were the ones who fought her.
Okay.
Believe me, I wish I was drunk.
One of the reasons we're here to see the captain.
I am 100% sober, I think. I chose not to go to the tavern,
Let's
so...
gang up on him. He doesn't understand.
He pulls his book a little closer.
I'm just glowing at him now.
Just imagine your eyes.
Can you do the Knight Rider thing? Where
He just kind of curls into his book.
is there anyone
There's
else?
a bunch of random people armed and armored. Like, no, he was telling the truth. It's a dragon. He's like, Yep.
I'm gonna.
Is there anyone else I can talk to?
I'm gonna grab a seat and just sit right next to him.
Okay, you do that.
Okay, can I ask, we can back up his story. Don't
Let's just talk to
I'm
the
just
captain.
talking. I'm not even armored. I'm wearing, I don't know, suit. Listen.
That's why the book is mostly pointed at us.
Okay. Don't worry about my automatous friend. So, I didn't have anything clever. Do you want me to call you a bunch of living metal? An Iron Man, perhaps?
Iron Man.
Fucking old bolts.
So don't worry about the malfunctioning robot over there. We're being serious. We dealt with the dragon recently, and we'd actually like to know perhaps what direction it went in. So, is it possible that we could step in and corroborate this man's story?
You can do whatever you want.
Just wait till we
I'm
talk
gonna
to
I'm trying to read his notes.
You heard the secretary. Let's head on in.
The guard told us to wait here,
Okay, but the guard's not here.
but he went to let the
Good
captain
point.
know.
But the guard's not here.
I'm gonna try to read the notes of the secretary.
You can make a perception check when you get back to the table.
Okay, if you guys want to wait around, that's fine too. I just think that man should not be persecuted for telling the truth.
If you want to knock, I'll back you up.
We'll take care of it.
That's what I was trying to do.
Well, I've learned that I need to write more songs about you guys because your reputation is not as widespread as you might like to think it
We're gonna
is.
get a couple of
But
hit songs.
Does
I
not
can
pers-
help with that, you know.
Get them on medieval iTunes. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Medieval Spotify, I guess that's.
Riley, we're waiting on you.
Reputation does not precede us.
Notes say
No.
these adventurers are insane. Oh my god, they're all going to kill me.
Well, it doesn't help that
This
like
is my
no
last
one's heard of our
one.
land.
Perception.
Yep, that's what you need. You can make out a string that basically says shipment 400, 1600.
Okay. Drew a screw and a ball. Oh, arrow pointed at us. Said,
I'm assuming you guys kind of back off from the scribe at this point.
Yeah.
I'm still sitting in the chair.
Okay.
I'm really going to
I'm still sitting
I'm
right next to
covering
him.
my face.
After
you're the one who's good with people.
We'll be patient.
Why aren't you doing the talking?
After about 5
I'm
minutes,
just letting
enough
them do
time
their
that you start
thing.
getting a little annoyed at how long it's taking. After about 5 minutes, right around the time you start getting annoyed at how long it's taking, the guard comes back and he says, Constable Felugial will see you now. Constable? She's a constable.
Oh yeah, I did check the title, did I? I just paused when I was supposed to say the title. So.
Alright, let's go.
Oh yeah, there we go, constable. Yeah. Okay.
So, he escorts you over to a big, heavy wooden door, very well made, obviously designed to keep people out.
No.
Opens the door, seated inside, you can see, sorry, my floor is not very clean.
It's okay. Mine isn't either. Would be no better on mine.
The bananas
The
worse.
door swings open, you can see there's a small little bookshelf, there's a big, heavy wooden table that she's using as a desk. Very kind of neat and organized, and all of the papers. There's stacks of papers. At the very least, the topmost one is blank.
Okay.
And she sees you all enter. She gives Lysander a bit of a glare.
What did I
She
do?
says, "Please, have a seat."
What did I do?
As a reminder, she has strawberry blonde hair pulled back in a ponytail, revealing her half-elven ears.
Oh, wait, why did you have a problem with me?
She heard you out there
Oh,
being belligerent.
maybe?
Hey, we
Just your face.
Sure.
Hoss goes in, has a seat.
I feel impressed upon.
Sure.
So, you have some business you wanted to discuss with me, apparently?
Yes, we didn't want to take much of your time, but we went up and ran into the orc keep. It's a lot of stuff going on up there, but the upshot is we killed a number of orcs, and in theory, we drove the others off. They seemed to... We actually had a talk with them. And
Interesting.
they were encouraged to leave the region.
With weapons.
And they seemed to be doing that. They headed... Do you have a map?
She says, "No, I don't have a map."
Okay. They headed... Was it south?
Yes.
The opposite direction.
They headed along a trail to the south, headed out of
It was
the area.
less of a trail. It was like they were following your trail. It was more like there were so many of them that they beat down.
They made a trail. Okay. But they seem to be making good on their plan to leave the area. We were able to liberate a few prisoners.
Like as you're talking, she's kind of jotting down some shorthand from an ink onto a piece of paper.
That was it. We'll get there. Oh, the last sentence says dragon. I said we'll get there. The fortress, the thing that was up there, did she refer to it as a fortress?
It's been referred to by a couple of different terms.
Okay.
Some people call it a citadel, some people call it a ruin, some people call it a fortress.
Okay, so the ruin is an old dwarf fortress.
She knows. And she says, I know.
Apparently, it's been, for the short term, taken over by some dark dwarves.
Dark dwarves.
Who are you? Druger? Dwarger?
I guess deep dwarves would also work technically.
Well, like a dwarf who just is a little deep?
Very, very, very.
They're from the Underdark.
They come up
if you're familiar with the term.
She is looking at you in a what are you talking about kind of way.
They're dwarves with very dark skin who live exclusively underground.
They actually have gray skin.
Gray skin.
Oh, yeah.
With gray skin who live exclusively underground. They've taken possession of the forge and plan on... They're doing something with it, and then they will be leaving back under the mountain, so they shouldn't be coming out.
So, some dwarves took over a dwarven ruin.
Not specifically.
So, have you heard of Drow?
Vaguely? They're sort of the bastard offspring of my race. Yeah, I've heard of them a little bit.
Elves.
Drow coming.
So elves, Drow, dwarves, Druger.
Huh. So that doesn't sound like a good situation.
It's not
really,
ideal, but they seem to be planning on leaving, and when they leave, they'll be going back under the mountain. So they shouldn't be a problem for you.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep my guards
Yes.
on alert.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Especially since you said you drove the orcs off, but not destroyed them. Right?
Right.
Yeah, in order to get some hostages and not
Yeah,
have them be killed, we had to make a deal not to kill them if they left.
Who'd you rescue? And she kind of shuffles a piece of paper and pulls a list of names out.
Kurana and Jeridio?
And the original
Mahandra.
Mahandra.
Like, oh, that's better than last week. And she kind of puts the paper back on there.
So
these orcs raid.
yeah,
She kind of says that to you aggressively. Like she took your comment as sort of personally.
Oh no, sorry. I was taking that as like the last time adventurers went into safe people. I was a little confused by the phrasing.
they've abandoned the fortress. We drove them out of the fortress. They seem to be made good their thing. Their threat to leave. You can probably send up scouts to verify it, but bear in mind the Druger. So there's the fortress. Under the fortress is this forge, and that's where the Druger are. Under that, both groups were serving a dragon named Nightwing.
That's good.
Nightscale. So you correct me and I say Nightscale.
Her eyes pop. Like, fuck, a dragon?
Who we tried to kill twice, but unfortunately we can't fly. We were
Beat to within an inch of her life.
we were given the strong impression that she was eating her horde to leave.
Can you go ahead and make a persuasion check?
Sure.
I didn't assist because I was helping with the explanation.
No.
All right.
Let's see how this goes. 6 total.
She
It
says,
seems
wow,
extraordinary.
a dragon. That's most impressive.
It's not a big one.
She says, okay.
We heard that you have a guard who is claiming to have seen something big flying. Was it last night?
She nods and she says, yeah, Bayesian.
That was probably it. Did he say which direction it was going?
He said he saw it cutting across the night sky over the moon. And let's see, the moon was mostly north, so he said it was probably heading east, I think.
Okay.
What is east of us?
She says, plains.
I'm saying out of game.
Out of game, you don't have a map.
I was going to say, I don't. Well, great. Okay, we'll
So
find
there's
out.
probably nothing out there that she
That looks
would.
like a map to me, and we're out of game. I'm out of game right now.
There's
Your
prob-
characters don't have a map. so
In
you would
game,
not be able-
we don't have a map. That's the problem.
Noted, okay.
so there's probably nothing out there that she would want as a place to hold up. She's probably just going to keep going.
Might be looking for a swamp. I think Black Dragon's like swamp.
She
Oh, that's pretty racist.
well. In any
Maybe
case,
you could do some research and you can figure out what she's
Do I
doing.
remember
You
anything?
could-
Can I roll nature, maybe? I'm trained in nature.
Somebody go ahead and make a nature check.
Hurrah!
I think
14.
dragons
Not
like
me.
mountains and forests. So,
What?
I don't know.
It's only a room where for 10. I rolled a 10.
Oh, okay, yeah. You're not sure. If somebody wants to do some research for their downtime, they might be able to deduce where the skill is going. She
But-
says, yeah. Bajan said he saw a great winged beast heading east.
Okay, and that is probably her. Hopefully,
Okay.
she's gone.
There's also hippogriffs in the mountains, and you've heard of rocks, right? We've had a couple
Yeah.
of those in the past.
Yeah, but I'm just so you know, small dragon we drove
Do
off.
rocks
Okay.
breathe acid?
No, they peck
He-
your eyes out with
He
their
didn't
claws.
see something breathe acid, though. He just saw something fly.
Oh, no, I'm talking about our experience.
So the upshot is,
They're
hopefully,
just big birds.
you'll have some relief
But not like big
with your
Yeah.
with your orc problem. That I mean, of course, stay on guard, but hopefully things will improve.
Hopefully.
Thrennen will likely be coming back this way with at some point.
Well, according to my report, Thrennen, you're talking about the dwarf, the crazy dwarf,
Yes.
right? Yeah, he arrived probably half hour ahead of you.
Well, no, what I'm saying is he will eventually leave, and then eventually also come back with more dwarves to clean out and reinforce the fortress, and
Well-
maybe get the mine going again, that sort of thing. You know, dwarves.
She kind of writes a note down and she says, that sounds like an issue for Mayor Werner.
Okay. Well, I guess you can pass it along.
I suppose as much.
Anyway, that's all.
Okay.
We just want to let you know.
Thank you for the information. If that is all you need from me, then I will kindly ask you to leave. I need to reprimand one of my guards.
Okay. I don't think there was there. I don't think there was.
There was not.
We didn't ask for money because we were here helping Thrennen.
The reward is the feeling of
Yeah. So Hoss gets up. Did you want to say something?
See? Now's your chance.
Is there any bounty or anything on clearing out the orcs or getting rid of them? Any sort of payment for
She
time,
says,
sweat, and blood?
while I appreciate the work you put into it, the orcs were manageable.
What about the dragon? They're managed.
He says, well, from what I hear, dragons have quite a hoard when you find them in their lair. So I presume you gathered some treasure from that.
Yeah. Hoss says we got paid in other ways, and I
Oh,
ting
okay.
ting and your shield.
Funny story.
Also, does somebody have a high insight? I'm looking for like a +6.
I have 7.
You can tell there was
no.
quite a bit of hint of sarcasm when she was discussing the dragon's hoard.
Yeah, but like Hoss does that. I don't have the insight. But Hoss does like, well, we did get paid. Ting ting. Okay. Anyway.
Yep.
We'll get out of here.
Sounds good.
Let's head to the inn, check out what Threaten's doing, and do this up and get out of here.
Get some
As you
beds,
are-
get some dinner.
As you leave, you can see a guardsman with manacles on gets escorted into the captain's office, or the constable's office.
Just whisper to him as he goes in.
The guard standing next to him says, "Oh, you're talking about the dragon." He says, "No, he's getting reprimanded because he was 3 sheets to the wind." And he kind of shoves him into the office.
Oh, he was
Oh, well,
actually drunk.
There is that. Okay.
Oh, I thought that was
yeah.
just the description of it.
We believe
Oh.
that he's drunk, though. We do believe him.
There's possibly other evidence that he was drunk, like him being drunk.
Yeah.
So if he was drunk
Remind-
and he saw a dragon.
Sorry, these are not mutually exclusive.
Indeed.
So you emerge out of the constable's office. There's the government building, kind of serves as a city hall / mayor's office. There's a tavern. You can hear, with Bruce's stupid high perception, you can hear some noises in the tavern. Seems like somebody's celebrating something in there.
Okay. We didn't talk to the mayor or anything when we came through, right? I don't think we have reason to Yeah, let's just go.
Just,
get
open up the
drunk.
doors and
So you kick open the doors of the tavern?
I don't
We should
pick
start
up
a
my.
bar fight.
No, we should not.
Inside this tavern, you can see, first off, a very large group of people gathered around four individuals. One of them is a small gnome you've never met. She's kind of standing up on a table. Two of them are Jaredil and Korana. And one of them, dressed in scale mail, is Mahandra. And she is kind of conversing some of her story to the rest of the village. You also notice Brennan seated over at the bar having a conversation with the dwarf tavern keeper. You remember his name as being Rurik of Burntorm, the dwarven citadel.
Rurik Dragonglass.
Yes.
Okay, like upon entering, Haas sees them talking. He's going to kind of angle over there and kind of wave to get the women's attention and says, "You made it back okay."
Are you talking to Mahandra or just the women in general?
The women in general.
Mahandra turns and she lifts a tankard and she says, "Yes, I did." And the other two, one of them is just kind of 1,000 yards staring kind of towards their feet. The other one just looks at you and nods and says, yes, we did.
Okay.
And she's kind of being tended to by the gnome, who you can see is dressed in robes and has a holy symbol around her neck.
Okay. Holy symbol of.
Just general holiness.
Pelor.
Oh, okay. Ooh. Good. They're in good hands.
I underlined my NPC's name so they're easier to find. Trying to find Corky, the gnome, so I could figure out what kind of priest she was.
In my therapy notes, I always circle the first letter of the first name so I could pick out names from the page. So.
Oh, that's cool.
So you're heading over towards the dwarves.
The bar. Yeah, the dwarves. Yep.
Yeah, the dwarves are over by the bar. The women and most of the people in the tavern are kind of huddled over near the fire, having this story narrated to them. Bard, you can go ahead and make a performance check.
Oh, okay.
Acting.
17.
Okay. You get the sense that Mahandra, while she was there and she experienced a lot, not the perfect storyteller. So it's kind of the story's kind of weak, but anyway.
You've probably been on the whole walk over. You're just following in line, working over the songs in your head. Right?
So Haas starts heading over towards the tavern with Threnin. NPCs are over here discussing. What would the rest of you like to do?
I would like to go get a drink.
Head over to the bar.
Yep.
Bar. Yep.
I will also be at the bar. Not going to buy a drink. Just
Or
So everyone saddles up to the bar. Threnin, as you all saddle up, Threnin kind of gives you a respectful nod as he has a tankard in hand.
Haas.
Rurik, he says, welcome back. Surprised you made it. Looking for drinks?
Yes, and dinner, and we still have a room here, right?
You don't have a room paid up for. But
Okay.
Your old rooms are still available.
Okay, well here's a goal, and drinks, dinner, room, and let us let us know if we owe you anything more.
He takes the gold. He says, "For the what?
I can't remember what the cost
It's
is.
usually
Probably
five.
low.
It's 5 silver a bed.
Okay.
So, and you had shared before.
Right.
He looks at the gold, and so as he's looking at the gold, you realize, oh wait, that's a little bit too much, or a little bit too low.
Right.
And he says, for the people who brought back those women over there, this will be fine. He kind of pockets it.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
And he heads over and he pulls out 5 tankards. You can tell by the glasses that the tankards that this is his good brew. Sets them down in front of you. And he says, "I'll get one of the lads to bring out your food in just a minute."
Thank you.
Anything else I can do for you, lads? And lasses?
That's it. Thank you very much.
Give you a nod.
Keep it coming.
Yes.
That'd be very. Well, I'll pay for more. I'll pay for more.
Yes.
You know?
Oh yes, the meat sacks. Constant beer.
Yep.
I just go savor mine.
Yeah.
I
You have tasting units. You have the
Immediately.
ability to taste things.
Oh yeah, sure. I can eat and drink.
Nice. Well,
Don't have to.
I'm playing Warforged in another game, and I don't think I think I decided that one can't smell or taste. But I haven't decided for sure.
Oh, that would So my creators were nice.
Yes, yeah.
Bystander, you seem to sort of go, should I? Yeah, it's as good as stuff. Yeah, sure. Okay,
Who wants
Drink
to?
it?
I'm in it.
Okay.
I'll drink it.
And we're all dead.
Sudden poison. Throw anyone back in the day.
I wouldn't be that surprised, actually. He's a little...
Thornton just kind of converses with you. Like, did you catch up to the one? Did you catch up to the orcs?
No, but we found their trail, and they're headed where they said they were going to head. Hopefully, they keep heading that way.
Kind of gives a nod. Okay.
We let the constable know what went down, and we also mentioned that you may be coming back with a contingent of dwarves to take the citadel and make sure it doesn't fall into disrepair.
He kind of chuckles and he says, I suppose it makes sense to be letting her know, but to be honest, with the way that the Kagat Council debates things, we might not even be coming through in her lifetime.
I
You're
gave
too hasty.
vagaries of the time scale.
He kind of just gives a shoulder shrug and he pulls out a pipe and kind of lights up a little bit of smoke.
Thinking now, is he going by like an end timeline where, in a few millennia we'll get to it?
It's a dwarf timeline.
More just he has to get the people behind him to do it. And he's not sure if he will.
They're relatively conservative people, dwarves.
It'll
So, also the dragon might have been spotted flying last night. I don't know if you heard. East of here.
He kind of sits back and well, I guess that he says a dwarvish curse word, basically like the B word, except the people who speak dwarvish would recognize it as specifically being a dwargar slur. And I guess she was telling the truth.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Hopefully that's a problem for another day. Kind of looks off to the side and thinks, it's like, the only thing I could be thinking she'd be heading for is the Sundered Marsh.
What's that?
Makes sense for a...
Oh,
Right?
it's an old legend. It's aeons ago. Sorry, just thinking of Futurama. Like years ago. That's not a good story. You gotta reel me in. But many years ago. It's like eons ago. Anyway, he says, well, a long while ago, back when this was still under the control of the Elvish Empire, they had some of the humans from across the waters decided they wanted to launch an invasion. And he basically goes into a long spiel because he likes telling stories. And he tells a fairly decent story, but the abbreviation is the humans sent an army of 25,000 soldiers over a month across the ocean to then land not far from this village, where they were promptly met by 5,000 elves who used the power of nature to cause the water to swell up and drown the humans.
Oh.
And the water never really went away.
What's called what marsh?
Sundered Marsh. Because the army was sundered on the rocks.
I think for murder-wise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Way down the and he says, about a day's travel, maybe two, southeast of here. Maybe a little bit faster if you follow the river.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we need to track the dragon down again.
He shrugs and he just says, I have no plans of ever meeting that crazy winged beast again. But that's the only place I can be thinking of her going.
It makes sense. Makes definite sense.
Well, at least we know for future reference where to go if we hear something about a dragon.
Or where not to go, as in my case.
Yeah,
We'll just make a note on a map someplace that says here there be at least one dragon.
One dragon. One there shall be and no more.
Actually, that brings up a great question. Yeah, Thornton, where are you heading after this? You're starting to plan out the whole dwarvish retaking of your homeland kind of deal? Or?
He kind of taps his knuckle against the axe that Hoss gave him and says, well, I'm going to take this axe, and I'm going to take my cart, and I'm going to take Bessie, and we're going to be heading back home.
Right.
We're going to be heading to Vox Lialin, then up over to Avarak. He says, that's my citadel where I live. Figure if I'm looking for followers, I should start with the people who know me the best. Or maybe the least, but that's a little bit further to go. So.
In which case, are you leaving in the morning? It seems like that's kind of our plan right now, is to stay the night and then head out.
He kind of
Back
shrugs
to
his shoulders and he says, I suppose. I haven't really put much thought into it. Right now I'm just celebrating having made it.
Yeah.
He takes another big
There and
swallow
back.
of his beer.
There and back again.
Well, we were happy to help.
Like, he takes the beer, then sees you're trying to go for a toast, and he's like, clunk, and drinks the rest of it.
Job well done.
Rurik, give me another. Rurik grabs it.
Nice.
Thinking it was wrong.
How about
Like I said, this is a fairly good brewery, so you all enjoy the drink.
And so what I assume we're not being served right now by the Tavern Cave. We're being served by another server, right?
Like, Rurik went off and kind of was busy with other stuff, and he left you guys alone for a while.
Okay.
After, probably around the end of Brennan's story about the Sundered Marsh, there was a small serving boy who came over with 5 plates laden with food. Put them down. It's some not fresh bread, a sizable hunk of cheese for each of you, and a decent slab of pork meat.
Perfect. That's great.
All right.
The next time I see Rurik, I'm going to try to I'm going to try to give her at least one more goal. So they're going to be drinking, and we appreciate that.
thanks, Haas?
Rurik pulls at his, kind of readjusts his beard a little bit, and he goes, "Well, if you're willing to pay, I'm willing to take the coin." He pockets it, and he says,
Thank you.
and he looks at you, some of you a little bit drunker than expected. He says, "But seriously, you did a good thing. Those women, I'm glad to see that they're back."
We're happy that we were able to get some.
Wait, did we already get a round of drinks already?
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
The second one?
Are you asking for a second one?
I would like to buy everybody
we've already paid for
some
the drinks.
very good whiskey.
We've already paid for the drinks.
Well,
You
let's
can do it.
order that.
Let's not be
Very
hasty.
good
That
whiskey.
sounds
Order
fine.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Rurik gives you a look and he says, "Well, we got some. It's expensive."
How much?
Says, "For 2 gold, I'll give you a bottle."
Let's do that.
Put down 2 gold.
Yep.
Pockets it, pulls out a nice glass bottle, dark color, so you can't really see the liquid inside. Sets it down in front of you.
All right.
Thank you, Josh.
Much obliged.
Will you be wanting some glasses to go with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Just pass it around.
Reaches down, he pulls out.
I heard lasses. I was so confused for a minute there. I was like, what? Really?
Pulls out
Oh, we save
5.
some when we get some women. Hey,
He pulls out 5 stacked wooden shot glasses and sets them down in front of you.
I mean, I was half expecting him to just drink half his body weight in alcohol. But...
He's already done that with a beer.
oh, yeah.
All right. I'll fill everybody up.
Ah, it's a job.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make Constitution saving throws, not you, Hoss.
Oh, of course, Hoss has magic.
Oh,
15.
1 moment.
19.
That would be a 17.
Okay.
We've developed quite a tolerance on our
Yeah.
travels.
9.
I guess that
You're
makes
so
sense.
small.
You know,
Yeah, you're like, it comes in pints now.
as you
I'm getting one.
As you finish the shot, you can feel it really start to affect you. You get very buzzy. You get a little tipsy. World starts
Oh,
spinning a little
guy,
bit.
thanks.
You
Hey, Joff, buddy, how are you doing?
you have disadvantage on wisdom checks and dexterity checks.
Oh,
Till you sober up.
suck on the
All
back
right.
and fall over instantly.
Meanwhile, I feel like I've taken in some fuel injector cleaner.
My valves.
All right.
My valves.
Does
They
Bishop
run so
just
good.
chill, or does he like sniff around? Does he like lick you? What does bishops do while
Bishop's
you're
drinking beer.
partying? Yeah. little saucer.
Bishop
Prefers a
actually
lager.
will lick, like, basically goes around asking for pets and licks hands and stuff like that. He likes licking.
Yeah. That's how you learn about the.
And he
as
has
you are-
his own ham.
Yes. As you are enjoying your meal, a couple of people will break off from the group of Mahandra. Will come over and kind of just give you pats on the backs and congratulations, or not congratulations, but thank yous and appreciation. Some of them seem to just be like having a break in the story, head over, talk to you, head back. Most of them are like, okay, I'm heading to bed. These were the people, head over, give their thanks, and then head out of the bar. A couple more people will filter in. Mahandra kind of starts rolling the story around and starts doing it again for the newer people.
You should probably help her do it better.
All right. Next round.
Oh, no more. Okay, you're gonna. At this point, you're going to be drunk for the next day. Doing.
We have a wagon.
Yes.
Oh, we have a yeah.
But I'm Bishop, so
Okay.
Without a saddle. So
I'm also imagining Bishop just drunk on the floor. Just.
I'd say I started off kind of like grumpy still about the orcs, but now I've had many shots of that fine whiskey, so maybe I am getting a little bit more cheerful, and
Let it go.
I might be like
Let it
yelling
go.
out some details across the room,
Shout outs.
you start
but I don't really want to leave this bottle of whiskey.
Okay. Start kind of turning a couple of heads, and 100 gives you an appreciative nod, but also like a let me
Don't
have
steal my
moment.
thunder. I get it. I kind of like shut up with
She was mostly in the dark too. Her stories can't be that great. She didn't see half of it. So.
She was doing her own thing.
Yeah.
Like
She was there for 6 months.
she was Robinson Crusoe.
Maybe I drunkenly go over to her and
orcs.
start like whispering tips in her ears about like how to be a better storyteller.
So you fight your way through the crowd over to them.
Giving her notes.
Tell them about that part.
A couple of people kind of like try and block you from getting to the front, and you just sort of push your way through.
Yeah.
I'm an adventurer. Get out of my way.
I saved this girl. She hugged me the moment she was rescued.
So much hope.
We know each other.
It was
man.
awkward, but not anymore.
So are you all just planning on passing the night relatively uneventfully, just kind of staying isolated like this?
we should go hang out with the guards.
Oh, God.
I'm not gonna make it.
That's not a good
I'm
idea.
fine just enjoying the evening here at the table. Like at
Yeah.
some point Hoss probably gets stuff out and is like organizing.
Yeah, I'm just chilling.
Yeah, drink.
Bartender's hanging.
Okay.
It's like we have a clean place to just sit.
I haven't had that for a while. What would you do in such a
Do
situation?
they have the?
Do you
I
really
would
want
go
me
talk
to?
to the priest.
Do they have the
priest? Wait,
equivalents
who's the
of
priest again?
But that's not
Oh,
a-
yeah.
The priest is a gnome with a holy symbol around her neck to Paylor. She seemed to be tending to some of the superficial wounds of the women.
When there's an opportunity, I would like to just like if she seems done, like and is getting ready to leave, I kind of want to like maybe intercept her.
At a certain point, she seems done. She kind of heads over and grabs a seat at the bar, kind of exhausted, and she kind of waves Rurik down and asks for what she calls the Corky special. Rurik kind of nods and he says, "As you wish." He heads over, comes back, and he sets down a tall glass of water.
Straight up.
I was
No,
expecting,
no ice.
I was expecting a glass of milk.
And she just seems like worn out, like she doesn't have to deal with many people.
Hey, don't deal with her. You gotta deal with us now. Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, it's like Hoss sees her at that point, like excuse himself as over, and Hoss just asks, "Are they going to be okay?"
She kind of just sips the drink for a second and says, "Yeah, they'll be fine. Their injuries, she doesn't actually stumble her words. Their injuries weren't anything major." And she looks at you. Paylor.
No, just not Paylor.
Just
She
stop.
pulls out a small pair of spectacles and kind of like,
She's a robot.
Hoss obligingly like kind of shows his hand.
she like takes the hand and pulls it close and starts fiddling with the
Oh man.
No,
joint
love him.
bits.
Yeah, like after I was like, Hoss
made a
is, okay.
I'm just, I haven't seen anything like you before.
I'm not surprised.
Well, at least not since I left Malar. That was,
Really?
yeah. And anyways, sorry. Hi,
Hi.
my name's Corky.
Nice to meet you, Corky.
Yeah.
Hoss. We're here.
That's an odd name.
Yes.
Odd name for an odd being. I suppose.
We're actually we came into town to help our friend over here, and that's when we.
Goes, "Oh yeah, hi Thrennen. Did that cut clear up?" He like, "Yes, thank you again, Corky." And you remember Thrennen saying that he got his ass handed to him the first time he went to fight the orcs, and Corky healed him.
And then there was the second time where he was almost dead, and then.
No, the second time he was much smarter and actually got out of it relatively unscathed.
Oh, sorry, yes, I had that.
Alright. Do they have the equivalents of a drunk tank here?
Well, that's what you get thrown into.
Probably,
You
yeah.
mean the prison?
So
Are
like,
you trying to find
would
your
I
way
get-
into it?
would I get thrown into that?
No.
If you started a fight?
No, I'm not talking about a fight.
What are you talking
If you're just
about?
too drunk?
I want to go back out. I want to go outside
Okay.
And keep the party going.
So most people go to the drunk tank because they get disorderly. If they're causing, if they're too
Okay.
loud, if they're
You're in the tavern.
You realize the
Let's
party's
play
in
some
the
cards, buddy. Like, gamble. Come on. Let's stay in here.
Actually, a great idea. You know what? I know this great game. It's called Give Me Money and You're Drunk.
That doesn't sound fun.
Oh, no. Believe me, you try it once, you'll never stop.
you can take turns
You
trying
can
to climb
also win money.
you can try to climb
Let's
the
play.
bar.
The name is deceiving.
Do you actually have a set of playing cards?
I do.
They probably have one at the bar.
I do.
At the bar? No, they don't.
What?
But-
All right.
Oh, actually, I
We'll
did my
just-
character
All right,
sheet. I
it's-
straight up have.
Well, there you go.
There you
So, Lysander pulls out a deck of cards. Lysander, you played cards once, but I don't think you were very good at it.
So the way you play this game is that you pick any.
While you are distracting Joff with cards, you were talking with the priest.
Right. Yeah, so I inquired how they're going to be, and you just said, like, yeah, we were just in town helping a friend, and then that's when we found them to return them. You mentioned, hang on, I just put this back. You're from where? You mentioned the city?
Anybody from anywhere, really? If you're asking about Malar, yeah, I stopped in there. I have some family who are big in the Tinkers Guild.
Oh,
Like, second cousins, twice removed. Some of them are older than I am.
I'm a tinker myself. That's actually my name's Hoss Tinker.
Ha!
That's profession.
She laughs. Ha!
Yeah. So they have automatons of a sort in Malar?
Yeah, they have some. I wouldn't. They have some walking creatures, but they're non-sentient mostly. I think there was one guy who was trying to do something a while ago, but I haven't heard much about him yet.
That's interesting to find out.
Yeah, they got a pretty big Tinkers Guild. Apparently they established the city way back. Let's see, what year is it? You would know it to be the year 218.
Yeah, so I say 218.
Which is, wow, 300 years. That's a long time. But yeah, they established that
Negative
sometime-
118 is when they did this.
I was going to say, how does this dating system work?
Well, it's what like.
Wait a
Did you
minute.
say 118?
I said negative 118.
Yeah, so it was what 118 years before whatever the
something-
common
no,
era
I'm
is.
joking. I'm joking.
Let's discuss with the
And
common era thing. Wait,
you would know that
those
the
graces-
calendar's date is based on when the the Cormac Kingdom was established.
Right.
That was point 0. So Malar was established before that happened.
Was there a year 0, or is it like our calendar, which is a 1 BC goes right to 180?
I didn't know that.
Yep.
They actually
There's
have a
no
year
years.
zero.
There's no year 0.
This is the first year of.
ever.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
I had no clue. I hadn't even
But,
thought about it.
She says, yeah, Malar's existed long, 300 years, maybe more. Basically, it's, the Silver Desert?
Do I know the Silver Desert? I was.
Maybe?
Okay.
It was basically the big orange spot in the map.
Okay.
It's a small desert in the middle of the Southern Peninsula. She said, yeah, they went over there. They needed lots of glass. So they kind of set up a little outpost, and having all the mountains around them kind of stopped people from bothering them. And then some traders showed up, and then some other people showed up, and then they needed more stuff, and basically just...
Poof, a city.
Yeah, a city developed. Basically, it's the only point of interest in the entire desert. Well, that's not true. But it is definitely the only point of civilization.
It was called the Silver Desert?
Yes. And if Hoss could please make an intelligence check.
Sure. Also, I'll make an insight check just to.
Make sure she's telling the truth.
Yeah, or to see, like, yes, basically just get a read on, like, the stuff she's talking about. So intelligence is that one. Natural 20, 22.
Well, then you definitely remember. Close to half a month ago, you had been in a graveyard fighting skeletons, and Daenerys escapes by the skin of her teeth and killed the lord of the town, and you met a pair of druids. One of them turned out to be Bruce's cousin,
Right.
Tristan. The other one was a redheaded female by the name of Chandra, who was unperturbed by your appearance and said she had seen people like you in the city of Malar.
Okay. Okay.
Do you still want to make that insight check?
Sure, why not, just to get a read on her.
This is exciting.
2 plus 4.
2 plus 4 is 6. She, as far as you can tell, she seems very gnomish, sort of excitable, and kind of likes to spew
Just
all over you.
very, very talky.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Informs you against your will.
Well, I make some brief small talk, but then I let her get back to her drink because she's obviously exhausted.
She kind of, as you walk away, she takes the glass and then she takes the glass and just kind of rolls it across her forehead.
Yeah, Haas rejoins and says, "There's a city that maybe is some place I'd like to travel to sometime in the future."
There's something about robots. Is there more of you?
Not of me.
There's more of you over there?
No, but there are automatons, machines.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Did we finish off the bottle yet?
Are you still drinking?
Yeah.
Then yes.
Wasn't that?
Are you still standing?
He's looking pretty tipsy. You guys are seeming pretty okay.
Oh, okay, so I should be acting so drunk while role-playing, okay.
You guys succeeded on your Constitution saves, so you guys are kind of sipping the scotch or the whiskey,
Having some water in between.
having some water, and kind of letting the night happen. Whereas he kind of hit it a little bit harder, so he's kind of off his feet.
To the streets.
No, why are you going to the streets?
Go.
The
Wave the
party's,
cards at him!
the party is in here. Also, yeah, hey, Jeff, look at the cards, and I got daggers. You like knives, right?
Jeff, you need to rest and recover.
In
But
the
you can't
morning,
climb the bar.
in the morning you can party.
Do you say that?
Whereabouts?
No, let me mix quietly. He didn't actually hear me, so we'll leave that be.
Make a perception check.
I kind of want to cast friends on him. No, wait.
You can make a perception check.
I don't want to do social casting on.
18.
Can I use my
I said
persuasion
quietly, I was
skills
like,
to
I bet you
persuade
can't climb
him
the
to
bar.
come down?
Oh,
I'm gonna go climb the bar.
So Joff begins making his way to the bar.
Haas is like, "Whoa," and like,
Nope, we're going.
tries
I
to
have
encourage you to
very
stay
high
there.
persuasion. Can I please use it on
Make a
him?
grapple check.
Okay, sure.
Acrobatics for you, athletics for
Worst that can
Haas.
happen.
It'll be kind of a
He's
half-hearted
climber,
attempt.
mostly.
Okay, in that case, have
Super
disadvantage.
drunk.
Okay.
What'd you roll?
It's just strength, right?
Then you will learn a valuable lesson.
Strength. Yeah.
6.
No, it was one more than mine.
All right. So there's kind of like
Down by the scruff of the
a thing
neck.
that goes like this.
Yeah, Haas half-heartedly pushes against your shoulder, and you're so drunk that you immediately sit back down in your chair.
Can I try it again?
Sure, go ahead and roll again.
Okay.
Can I go ahead and just mage hand him back into the chair?
Unfortunately, 10 pounds is not enough.
Oh, that's enough.
16.
That's enough to put a bit of weight on him.
Are you going to contest?
Because I got him to sit down once, and I'm just going to try.
Okay.
17. I'm sorry. 19.
He keeps you down in the
Haas is
chair.
like, you need to stay.
Take a bishop.
You need.
Bishop begins approaching menacingly.
You're in rough shape. You need to stay here.
God,
Just wait till he goes to sleep. Once he goes to sleep, you can do it.
Alright, stop, Bishop.
this reminds
Bishop
me.
sits down and licks your palm.
I'm gonna stand back up. I'm
Okay,
persistent.
All right, you know what? It's
Okay.
his third attempt. Let him
Yeah.
knock
Sure.
himself
All right,
out.
leave all
Have
your
fun.
stuff here at the table.
Okay.
All right,
Oh, okay.
I'm
We'll
gonna
look
need
up
you to
after
make
it
a
for you.
dexterity.
I'm gonna strip.
So you see him take his gear down, and then he starts going a little bit further.
Hey, it's his way.
All right.
I'm kind of.
So you strip fully naked.
I'm wondering,
Yeah.
is it proportional?
As you, unfortunately, you don't get to that
Come
point.
Good.
As Rurik steps out from behind the bar,
He's seen
heads
this before.
over to you. He says, "Hi, friend. What do you think you'll be doing?"
I go outside for a little nut.
He says, "You want to go outside?"
Yep.
He says, "Well, I have a couple of friends who would be happy to take you outside."
Which ones?
He gestures towards the door, and you can see there's a pair of guardsmen staring at
Oh,
you.
I'm alright.
He says, I think
I
that-
don't need your friends.
I think they want to talk to you.
We should just take all his items and leave.
I'll put all my stuff back.
No, just your pants. He'll let you have your shirt. As soon as you start getting your gear, Haas is like,
Alright, I'll put on my clothes.
The guards sit down at a table near the door and are watching you.
I'm gonna walk outside.
They put a boot against the door.
Excuse me.
No one let him leave?
I'm trying to leave this fine establishment.
One of the humans says, "Why? Your room's the other way."
I'd like to get some fresh air. It's pretty stuffy in here.
From what I hear, there's windows in the room.
Yeah, but you can't really
Is that
breathe out a
is that a
window.
deception check?
I don't understand.
Probably not, because he's drunk as the sun.
Well, I'm not saying it's a good deception check. I'm just saying it's a check. Disadvantage? Deception of disadvantage?
All right, I'm gonna go distraction and then run.
You just say
Did you
distraction.
just say distraction?
The guards are like, and then you look at each other, and then you run.
Haas is no longer looking at just a neat pile of Joff's things.
That was a good idea.
I've arranged them all by size and weight. So when he comes back,
Oh, Joff, where are you running?
Out of the bar.
The door is still held by the boots. Make a strength check.
I'm definitely
Are they caught off?
chugging
Are they
whatever's
caught
in
off
my
guard
glass
by the distraction?
as I watch.
23. Nat 20. Nat 20.
A strength check.
Nat 20.
No, just a strength check. Your strength is terrible.
It's probably 19.
It was like
Probably
right here.
natural 20 becomes a 19.
Strength.
That's stealth.
Oh.
Although actually they have a lot of the same letters, actually, in fairness.
What? It's a 5. Alright.
You pull on the door handle.
Dang.
The guards stand up, and it says, "Okay, you're coming with us, buddy." And they
Sir, you have no reason to detain me.
go ahead and make
You
an
wanted to know about
acrobatics
the
check.
drunk
You figured out how to get to the drunk tank.
This was your plan.
You dodge out of. Actually, I should roll to see if you guys that. Okay. You dodge out of the way of one guy as he goes to grab you. The other one slips his arms through yours and just pulls
Nelson.
you.
Excuse me,
The other, he kind of nods. The guard opens up the door, and you begin.
sir.
You are escorted out of the tavern.
Bye, Joss.
You're just like,
I would like to go to my room now.
The guard says, "Oh, we'll take you to your bed."
Can I get some fresh air first?
Yeah, you can breathe all you want on the way there.
Outside.
You're outside.
Yeah, you're outside.
They are grappled and carrying you to the jail.
You're on your way to your
All right.
special room.
To the jail.
Yeah.
the drunk tank. The drunk tank is in the jail. Did no one
You
tell you
wanted
that
to
part?
know.
Why are you so hell-bent on being arrested? I don't understand.
He's on an episode of Cops. He's basically got
Yeah.
shirtless,
I'd like to go to my room now.
restrained.
As the way they went,
I'm not under arrest. You're under arrest.
I'm not drunk. You're drunk.
As the door closes, Haas does this. It's like, there's no other way that could have gone.
Can I at least get my bottle of whiskey to go?
No.
The whiskey's empty.
Oh.
It's all inside you already.
Why is the rum gone?
Because you drank it all, Joff.
Can I get a new bottle? I'll pay for it.
The guards are like, I
This
think
is
you
all
got
happening.
enough.
This is all happening outside.
Yeah.
I think you got enough. They escort you into
I think you're spending your night in the cell.
They escort you to the drunk tank, which is inside the mayor's building. They take you into cells, and they put you in one. And they say, "We'll see you in the morning."
What about my panther?
They like, "Your panther's fine," and they turn and they walk away.
What about my panther?
We'll take care of him.
You're not there. What about my panther?
They ignore you. Like,
Panther, sure, whatever.
they probably don't even believe that you have a panther.
yeah.
They may not even
It's
know
a
what
hard
the
one to believe, really. What if a god would let you have a panther?
Alright, I'm gonna call Bishop with my mind.
Okay.
Oh, is it telepathic?
I've always ruled it as telepathic.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So-
I mean, it's for like familiars and fun.
Is Bishop getting up?
Bishop kind of looks around, then he comes over to you, and he kind of gestures towards the door.
Bishop, you should stay here. He'll be fine.
He kind of starts to squat a little bit.
Is he gonna poop?
He gestures towards the door.
He'll attack.
I guess we should let Bishop out.
What if he attacks the guards though, or something, and makes it worse?
Bishop, I know you can't understand a word I'm saying, but be good.
He licks your face.
What?
Nice.
Let's give Bishop some alcohol, and maybe he'll just go to sleep.
Do you open the door for him?
Yeah, what about don't want him pooping in the middle of the on the
He
floor.
goes dashing towards the
Oh boy.
the jail cell.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? He gets each familiar killed. That's
That would be a sad lesson.
yeah. So the hospital.
You hear a bishop, or you hear a panther cry outside of the jail.
Bishop!
The guards kind of look at each other and then look at you and
Let my panther in.
he said, "No,
Let him in now.
no."
You will come in at will then.
So,
Bishop.
so should we just do our downtime while he's drunkenly yelling for his...
Is he just gonna stay in jail for his whole downtime?
For the entire
What'd you
downtime,
do?
he's in jail.
Do you want
If he
Bishop to try
keeps
and enter?
sassing the guards, he might.
I'll have him like nudge the door a lot. Let my panther in now,
Why?
Let my
because it
panther
is my
go.
panther.
Yeah, but that doesn't answer my question. Why should we let him in?
I have to pet him and groom him.
Okay.
He's my cuddly friend.
He is my cuddly friend.
Like two of the guards get up, and they said, "All right, we'll let your panther in."
Right now,
They open the door.
let him into my cell. Come,
They
Bishop.
open. Don't worry, they are already pulling out the keys. They unlock the cell. Bishop goes bounding into the cell, and they immediately close the door behind you and lock it.
Thank you. Thank you, good sir.
And they turn and they head back and they're like, "Fucking crazy ass adventure."
Now he really will
You
poop
hear,
his
you
doors.
can, with your perception, you can hear them say like, "All right, let's get back to the card game."
I heard that.
Well, you're not invited, so fuck off.
I would like some more whiskey.
They ignore you.
I imagine this goes on for some time.
Back to
will
you
take-
guys in the tavern.
We fade to black.
I will take potato. Whatever.
This continues.
Potato
I will
whiskey.
take potato.
Potato vodka.
They are ignoring you. Back to the tavern.
Can you bring me some potatoes then?
Back to the tavern.
Meanwhile,
Joff was escorted bodily by the guard. Bishop went running off into the night.
well, we lost
Okay.
Joff.
That
Yeah, all
happens.
right. Yep.
Corky
I can't
is
help but feel a little
amusedly
responsible
watching-
for all of this.
Corky is amusedly
He bought the
watching what
whiskey.
happened. And like,
There's
wow,
no stopping him.
that was amazing.
We have some strange friends.
He may not look it, but he is a grown man.
I convey through the server to ask Rurik on our behalf. We'll pay for it. Just give them another of whatever they were having. The guard, it's
the
like
guards?
as a kind of as like, sorry.
Burke was like,
I assume they're not drinking like another donut or something. whatever they're having is a refreshment.
Excuse me.
Coffee.
he kind of like, the server conveys it. Burke takes it in and just kind of looks
As a
over
sorry.
you.
No, just as as a sorry.
He kind of gives like you're spending a lot of coin in my place, and then like a nod.
Well, I mean,
And
I assume this isn't like a big deal. It's like,
No, it's just he's not saying it's a bad thing. He's not saying it's a good thing. He's just saying, "Wow, you're being very generous." He fills up a couple tankards and sets them on the table for when the guards get back.
because I mean, that didn't, So he's like, there you go. Thanks.
You get the sense that like Rurik's used to dealing with drunken assholes.
Yeah.
He's not used to people being nice to the guards and buying rounds when they know
Okay,
they're
well, yeah.
free on the house.
Okay.
So like, you have
I'll pay for that one.
Rurik will remember this.
Okay. So anyway, will we do anything else?
Anybody else want to start a fight?
I would
Go
like
to
No,
campfire?
I
Can
think
I
I'm
start
good.
something?
No,
No,
you're in
did.
jail.
Unless you have lockpicks, you are stuck in jail for
No,
the
I
rest
just
of the
like to yell something.
night. Okay. you
One
yell
more
something.
thing.
What do you yell?
My panther is about to poop. Let him out.
We gave you a chamber pot for a reason.
Is there bucket?
It's
There's a
different.
bucket
It's a
in there.
panther.
There's a bucket in there.
It is a panther. It is different.
Yeah, we're sure.
Unless you want to clean this up, let him out.
Silence.
Let's fade to the morning.
What if you are cheating in the card game?
So the rest
It
of you
continues
all,
that way throughout the night.
Yeah.
at a certain point, the guards just leave.
Yeah.
They kill the torches and leave.
And he probably still yells at
It's
them.
time to turn in.
Yeah, yes, you are.
You all,
You're very
I'm
drunk.
assuming, like you've had your congratulations, all that stuff. I'm assuming you all head to bed.
Eventually.
Did you want to do something else?
No. Just
You want
Just wee out.
Seduce
drink the night away.
We
to seduce
hours.
somebody in there and take them back to your room for the night?
Nah.
I mean, just in the middle of the night, we're just hearing, "I'm still here," coming from the jail.
I can't have crazy good hearing. So all night long I hear him.
Come help me,
I have
No,
to drink
we're
myself
not.
down.
my fellow adventurers.
Can't turn off
Come,
these ears.
No,
come to my aid.
no, we are not. We're not like familiar.
in the morning-
we don't just go.
Mhm.
"Whoop, sure."
You all will wake up. Nothing assaulted you in the night. Surprise, surprise. As you are making your way, first we're going to go over to Goth. In the morning, as you are blearily opening your eyes, and then immediately shutting them at the pounding headache that having that much to drink causes. You can see that there is a woman with strawberry blonde hair, pulled back in a ponytail, staring at you from the other side of the jail cell.
Hello.
She shouts very loudly at you, which immediately makes your head ring even more. Well, you made a right fool of yourself, didn't you?
It's having fun.
So you decided to strip naked in the middle of the inn, surrounded by a bunch of impressionable young women.
It's not wrong.
Followed by resisting arrest by the guards.
I did not arrest.
It's still a little drunk
Totally
from
sober.
last night.
Totally sober.
I just said
Not
he's gonna be drunk for the next
resist
2 days.
arrest. I was not in. I was not in the impression that I was under arrest.
They never read me my rights.
You don't have rights. My word is law.
Am I being detained?
She pulls a key out and she says, "Are you going to cause any more trouble for my town?
Nope.
Oh, you're
Make
good
it-
at this.
Are you lying?"
No.
Okay, make a persuasion check.
That's how Joff left the party.
Or is it deception? Are you lying?
That's why I asked. Are you
yeah,
lying?
yeah. Well, sorry. Oh, I thought she was asking, "Are you
17.
lying?"
She will nod and she says, "I don't want any more shit like that again. All right?"
Okay.
You sobered up is the good news, right?
She puts the key in the lock.
I hop on the bishop. Right, my good sir. Right.
She slams the door as Christopher climbs into the bars.
Oh, bonk.
She
Poor
says,
kitty.
"I thought you said you weren't going to be causing any more trouble."
Who's this? It's one. I'm sorry. I will walk out of this.
There's probably a very serious end of the world
Do
scenario
not
happening
push
somewhere.
me.
I
Happening.
Okay. Thank you.
She opens the door just enough for you to be able to fit.
I'll walk out. Bishop comes with.
You know, Bishop's
Settle.
tagging along,
I
kind of gives a
will
lick
settle on.
on
I will
Bishop.
walk out.
Aw.
Okay,
And once I get out, I said, right. And then I-
it's the morning. The sun is high in the sky.
Still.
Even Bishop is
Say
looking.
it.
Fine.
Okay, and you ride. Where are you riding to?
In the tavern.
Okay. The rest of you, you are all awoken, and you begin making your way out of your rooms over towards the some of the one of the tables that is set up. You three, you in particular, you not so much, have a little bit of a hangover. Not so bad. Like it was a good night of drinking, and now you definitely need your water. Rorik brings out a couple of bowls of like a thick porridge and a hunk of bread for each of you. And here you are.
Thanks. Sounds good.
As you start enjoying your meal, the door to the tavern opens. And in steps a elderly looking man dressed in farmer's clothes with one of those like handmade straw hats in his hand. He looks around and he spots the giant walking robot. Oh. And he makes his way over. And he says,
You do kind of stick out.
You should fix. Don't you have a bracelet for this?
No, I gave it to you.
Yes, you could take a different, so you could take a different invocation.
I'm sorry, that was a perfect line read.
It got a little complicated at one point.
he comes over and he says, "Are you the shield of Orlane?"
You've heard of us. Sorry,
Yes.
you've heard of us.
A little eager.
Says
Mhm.
Corona is my daughter, and I just wanted me and the other woman you saved. I talked with the families, and we decided to put our money together and kind of give it to you as a show of appreciation for what you did. We definitely could have never paid the orc's ransom, but you saved him. And he kind of starts reaching onto his belt, and he pulls out a very, very small
Yeah.
Can't take
stack
their
of
money.
coins. And he says,
we
You can do more good.
yeah, we appreciate the offer, but you can do far more good with that here than we could.
he kind of rolls his it through his fingers and says, I don't want to leave a debt unpaid. He says, please, just take it.
We could not, in good conscience, take it. This is not why we did not do this for pay. This is not a debt. This is a gift.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Sure.
I'm back there yet.
No.
8.
Surprisingly, he rolled a 5.
Okay. I was gonna go like.
I
Tell
was
him.
like, wait a minute, I can help.
You can see. Then help, hop in. You can see that there are kind of like tears forming in the edges of his eyes, and he kind of just nods and he says, "Thank you." And he will. Can you make an insight check?
Sure.
Okay. 16. You can get the read on this guy that, like, he'd heard some of the story about what happened to you and had talked with his the families, and he was a little surprised that you were so generous and like you can do more good with this kind of talk. You get the sense that he was expecting you to be a little bit more cutthroat, and he takes the coins and he puts them back on his belt and he his head and just gives you all a very thankful nod and blessings upon your houses. He turns and he starts making his way out of town.
Good to meet you.
Yeah. Hoss. Yeah. Nice to meet you. We hope they turn out fine. Like we hope they recover.
He kind of nods and says thank you again. At around the time he gets to the door to the tavern kicks open, and in rides Bishop and Joff, almost bowling the farmer over, but he kind of steps back as they ride into the tavern. He very quickly makes his way out and closes the door. Rurik, standing behind the bar, looks at you. He says, "Get down. This is not a stable."
You're not
Glares at you. There's a plate of food sitting there on a table waiting for you.
Alright, I'll sit down and eat.
Good choice.
It's decent enough fare.
Like, hope you enjoyed yourself.
You still have a headache. You're all gathered around the table?
I get a Bloody Mary.
No, we're
You
not.
guys work for a Bloody Mary? He says, "Yeah, I got some rotten tomatoes out in the back. Go have your full."
Oh, no.
They've invented the drink.
How about lightest, the latest,
Eat your breakfast.
the latest
Eat your
thing
breakfast.
that you have?
We got the gnomish special. You want that?
What is that?
Yes.
Corky loves it.
What Corky, the cleric, drinks.
Alright.
He nods and says, "All right." He goes and he fills up a mug and he slams it down in front of you.
I'll grab it. Drink it slowly.
It's water.
That'll be 2 gold, please.
And you'll like it.
Eat your vegetables so you get taller, please.
So, did anybody want to do anything else while you're in here?
Well, should we discuss next steps? What's
Yeah, sure.
Actually, a good idea.
Yeah. So, I mean, we got our wagon, presumably, like, being readied. So, as the Hoss says, I'd like to make my way back to Malar? Is that what? Not Malar.
Alagon.
I'd like to make my way back to Alagon to that Sages Guild, and also to check in with, well, if he's still in the city, the Archmage. But I guess that would be via Vox Lialin.
Chances are he's already made his way back.
There's only one road out of Oakhurst to anywhere of interest, and it's back to Vox.
What were you guys' plans?
Maybe heading back to Vox Lialin. I've got some
Contracting work.
I've got some unfinished business I got to take care of, which mostly involves setting up a bit of an artist guild as part of that agreement with everyone, which should be fun. Actually, I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of artistic elements we bring out in the community. I think this is a genuine effort here, even though it's required.
Are we doing it in one skip?
That is what they are currently discussing, what they're planning on doing.
Yeah.
We sounds like we probably are.
Paul says, and you're planning on, are you planning on eventually making your way back to Elegon to meet up with the Duchess? Not Duchess. Lady, what's her name?
Stillman.
Lady Stillman.
So, I mean, that depends on what you guys are doing. It'll take some time for me to get the proper paperwork filed. I need to get personnel. I need to figure out a lot of stuff. Actually, I was going to go on a list, but I'll get the picture. Yeah, if that's where you want to meet up afterwards, that sounds like a plan to me. I don't have any problems with that.
In theory, I'll be in Elegon, for that period. So I guess I'll just be if you come along, I'll be.
Sure. In which case, fine by me. Anyone else? What are you up to?
I think I'm just going to be taking a bit of a break to kind of familiarize myself with the land a bit more. I'm pretty new here, so I can meet you guys in Elegon. Is that kind of what you're thinking at the end? I'm just going to see if maybe I can meet up with a theater troupe or something and do some performances. Just
to say, actually, if you want to help out with the Artisans Guild, that might be a bit of help.
Artists or artisans are different, right?
Yes.
Which one?
Yes. Sorry, he specifically asked about artisans.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, if it is artisans,
we could toss the painters in. Sure, whatever. Yeah.
If it is artisans, I'll put in a good word with you with the Smiths Guild.
Oh, actually, yeah, that's a good thought.
And it's kind of like basically art. Like, what's the difference between an artist and an artisan? Just to make
an artist makes art. An artisan is a professional. Could be a person who has their profession makes things. So a hooper, a blacksmith,
so what I do with
mason.
So it would probably be more artist because
he loves art stuff
in the interest of beauty. Like the initial description was like, hey, I'm always a fan of stone statues. So.
The cheeky bastard. Anyway,
his wife is currently being held in the stone statue.
He's doing it to rub salt in the wound. I just hear laughter over my shoulder.
A little bit, yeah.
In your head.
So you want to go set up an artist guild in Vox Lialin? You want to head back to Elegon and make friendly with the sages?
You're gonna put in a word for me?
Yeah. I'll make. When we go through, I'll make introductions.
Sounds like a plan.
What about you, Lucy?
I haven't said for sure, but I'm thinking about head up north, maybe checking on some of my people where they're at, and maybe trying to pick up a couple interesting animal shapes along the way. Study get back to nature a little bit. Been spending a lot of time indoors.
I forgot you don't like indoors.
Also, you would remember that the Helm priests had asked you to check on something north, but not as far north as your people.
Okay, I took that note. Thank you. I was trying to figure out what that note was.
Yeah.
Yes. I also have that quest thing. That may be too much, but some version of that.
After our next thing, I'd like to help you with that too.
I appreciate it.
Josh?
For a little bit, I'm gonna bounty hunt a couple.
Where are you gonna do the bounty hunting?
Most today, I guess. I'm not sure. Like, where would be the best place? I'm not sure.
Where there's lots of people with coin who can pay for people to go hunt people for them.
Okay, then there.
So
Elegon.
Usually
Elegon.
cities, big cities.
Considering you need to go there to get your armor anyways.
So I'll bounty hunt for a couple, maybe a week or two there, and then I'm gonna go head up and build a secluded house in the wilderness.
You're gonna build a house in the woods?
Yes.
Okay.
Shack.
That's gonna
Out
take
of
a while.
curiosity, are you going to build that near Elegon?
Where's Elegon?
Elegon, you see on the eastern coast.
Also, like to
Seems possible.
Nice to have
A bunch in
one.
Algon they can give study about. Again,
Yeah,
cities,
that.
right?
I was thinking.
See
Kind
that
of,
star?
just kind of imagine he takes a
That's
couple
Elegon.
of 2x4 boards and just nails them together and goes, I've got a house!
Lean to. Was there an Explorers Guild?
Okay.
Was that Vox Lialin had the Explorers Guild?
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Probably more likely up here.
What
You want to head there?
probably.
Yes.
I want to get like
Okay.
a map and a spyglass.
That would.
I could probably get those in.
That's interesting.
Yeah, although technically spyglasses are worth 1,000 in the player same.
1,000 or 100?
One of
it's
them's 1,000.
Okay. then.
Spyglass. I had it listed on Lander's inventory
Mhm.
as one of the want to buys. It was like spyglass, 1,000 gold.
Oh yeah.
Breastplate, 400 gold.
Mhm.
But
Okay, so
It's hard to grind lenses in these days.
I'll that's my wish list.
Okay. So it seems like you two are gonna head to Algon. You're gonna head to Vox Lialin. You're gonna head north, and you're gonna stop in Vox Lialin to meet up
And see where the wind takes.
Yeah, I'm kind of just.
So seems like since
Good.
everybody's going to be crossing through Vox Lialin, we'll handle some of the stuff I have planned there first. And then at the end of the session, I want to try and meet up with each of you kind of one-on-one, and probably just for like an hour, maybe less. Just go through your time on your own, make sure everything resolves without any difficulty. Because some of you have some complicated stuff, some of you have some simple stuff. Just want to make sure we get through that, and then when you all meet back up in Alagon at the end of the timeline, you can share your stories with each other, as compared to me telling you what happened.
Awesome.
I assume that people are going to want some money.
I've got some money in my pocket.
Did you give us the gold, like the final gold and jewel count for what we got from the Dragon Horse? I can't remember if I
did.
had that or not.
You grabbed a couple pounds. Each of that, like each pound was 50 gold, so it was a total of 100 gold you got.
Okay, so I probably have everything.
Yeah, and each gem, if you don't have a gem listed in value, let me know. I think you had values for all of them.
I have. So we had a bunch of gems that I cashed. I think I've got the gems here.
Okay.
Because if I put down the gold, then I also put down the gems.
All right.
Okay. So Haas says, would you like me to? So like as while we're talking, Haas says, would you like me to? And he opens like the bag of holding and pulls out a strong box that is too large to fit in and sets it down. If you're like, would you like me to parcel out a bunch of this?
Yeah,
Probably-
bankroll
probably
us.
so.
I was going to say,
As you're kind of fiddling with the box and starting that, you notice Thrennen come out, fully dressed, backpack over his shoulder, axe in hand. Not like in hand, but like he's got
Tucked
a hand
in
on
his-
it. Yeah. So like it's within easy reach. He sees you all, kind of heads over, and he just stops for a second and says, "Well, I'm going to be hitting the road. Long travel. Need to get started as soon as I can.
Good luck.
Want to thank you all again for helping me. I know it didn't go how any of us had planned, but he kind of reaches into his tunic and he pulls out the contract. And he looks at you and says, "Would you mind?"
What am I doing?
He says, "I saw your hands in the battle.
What?
I saw your hands during the battle."
My hands?
He shakes his head and never mind. He crumples it up, throws it into the fire.
Firebolt. You can throw fiery bolts at things. You can burn it up.
Oh.
was a little
Sorry.
subtle.
I'm still hungover, Thrennen.
So he takes the contract, throws it in the fire, and he says, "We're square."
Thanks for your patience in the beginning, too. Sorry for sticking around on you.
you are welcome for us coming through, and thank you for being patient. I still feel bad about us not getting started immediately, but at least we made good on it.
He nods and says, "Well, if you ever back around this way, or if you're ever up near one of the Dwarven Citadels, don't drop my name. Too many people know me. But if we ever cross paths again, I'll be sure to buy you around."
Safe travels.
So you nod.
I'll keep you to that.
He chuckles, opens up the tavern door, and he heads out. You hear the sounds of a crumbling cart being pulled by some grumbly old mule heading out of the village. Is this horse Esmeralda? I have a horse named Esmeralda. That's your horse.
Okay.
The horse is named Esmeralda, and she pulls Esmeralda's wagon.
Well, that just makes sense. All right.
So Haas was going to divvy up part and parcel.
Oh, that looks important.
Crate and
I'm
barrel.
going to change the name of that place.
No.
Anyways,
No, keep it the same. Crate and barrel is great.
does Haas still need some time to do the mathematics?
Nope, I got it.
Okay. Because something else is planning on happening.
Okay.
Suddenly an explosion.
Suddenly, everybody dies and gets sent to the
Rocks fall.
Rocks fall.
Suddenly, Nightscale's head peers through the window.
You joke in my Tuesday night campaign that did happen. We killed a dragon, and we thought we killed it, and someone raised it, and then when we were back in our tavern, the dragon was basically about to breathe on us inside the
our window.
You know,
That's awesome.
That's pretty bad.
what's funny is it sounds like that's the opposite end of a party that my mother was part of ages ago back in 2nd edition D&D.
Do you need to use the restroom?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't hear that.
But my mother's character was apparently notorious amongst her friends for going all red dragon and burning things down. I think that was just her thing.
Is she the DM?
No, she did, however, date the DM at one point.
How did she become a red dragon? I guess I didn't quite follow.
She dated the DM. I don't know exactly the logistics, but
Can I have a piece of gum, please?
Of course. Thank you. You can have more than one if you want.
One is fine.
forget. So this was
So-
reasonably successful.
Yeah. So I guess like we'll say we evacuated stuff around and we're just like around this big table. Hoss pulls up from the floor and kind of bangs a little too loud on the table in front of you once your stuff's done. Is your shield with all your
Yeah.
stuff neatly stacked on it?
Yeah.
It was like basically it was like your shield in your backpack, and then everything's like filed in your backpack.
Okay.
And
Do you need to go?
I think somebody has something outside waiting for me. I don't know.
Who? What? Okay.
Alex was going to drop off some. She was coming this way, so she has to. If I wanted the carrots in the refrigerator, so if that's not it,
Probably that.
Okay. Since there's going to be we'll just do this little scene. You can explain it to them when they get back.
Sure.
It's a very tiny thing. As you're discussing all this and giving Joff his gear back, and he starts getting dressed, Constable Feloja walks in the door.
Oh wait.
She looks at all of you. And she heads over.
Okay.
She gives you a look. She nods. Everyone else. She says,
I'm guessing it's you know what, I'm going to make an insight
Shield?
check.
"Go ahead."
I'm going to make an insight check. I'm guessing that has something to do with him. Just you're an elf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing. I'm guessing that that's like an elf thing. I can make an insight check
If
for
it's an
that.
elf thing, I'm not getting it.
it's an East Coast elf
17.
thing. You're West Coast elf.
Oh no.
That or some offense that was months ago, and I can't remember what it was.
I don't think I did anything horrible
I don't
while
think
we
you
were
did
here. I'm a little confused.
Maybe said the wrong thing.
You wore the wrong colors in the wrong neighborhood.
Yeah.
Oh no. Surprised we haven't been shanked in the bar.
Is she possessed by Oberon? Is that something he does?
I haven't heard anything about Tatiana being a character at all, so who knows?
You're a high elf, right? Not a wood elf.
I'm a wood elf.
No, he's a wood elf.
Oh, you're a wood elf. Okay.
Oh, did I just... sorry. I appear to have rotated my character sheet. I don't know how that...
That's impressive on a non-tablet.
That's kind of what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh!
So
Oh, there's a button combo for that. Sorry, yes.
she kind of looks at you all and she says, "I hope you keep him under control," and gestures at Joff, who's currently buckling some of his breeches.
He'll be out of your hair shortly.
I'd appreciate that. Thank you again for all of your help. I'm sure the name Shield of Orlane will be sung in this tavern for at least a week, maybe 2.
Ooh, Shield of Orlane and where are we going? This place?
She says Oakhurst.
Oakhurst. And Oakhurst.
Control
says-
Oakhurst.
Well, I don't know if what you do was that impressive.
You should see
She
our
said-
bar. You should see our bar. It'll be that impressive.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, there we are.
Get some carrots.
Riley's girlfriend brought him a whole bucket of cool things.
Oh,
I only brought you carrots.
that's exactly what he wanted.
Carrots are pretty
But
good.
it's what you wanted.
I thought I had a better girlfriend.
No.
Yeah,
Thank you so
you
much.
have a better girlfriend. It's
I
a
do.
fiance.
Oh, it is a better. I leveled up around Christmas time. So, thank you so much, sweetheart.
Yeah.
I'll see you later.
Good night.
So, as she says thank you, and she made that little quip. She then says, "Oh, by the way, a rider came maybe a night ago, had something for you," and she kind of just throws it at you.
Nice.
Bystander, traveler, Oakhurst. Well, that seemed important. It appears to be a letter wrapped in another letter.
Oh,
Open it.
it's a riddle wrapped in a mystery,
Is it-
wrapped in enigma, wrapped in a sweater vest.
And-
Thank you, Gotham.
She says,
And it is
"You guys are
exploded
planning
rocks.
on heading now, right?"
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
So
Anything you have that needs to go to Vox Lialin?
she kind of looks.
Or Alagon.
No. We got some merchants come through every now and again. They kind of handle most of that stuff.
You're making this really difficult. to-
Anything have to go to the Fetid Swamp?
Well, it's a sealed. This is a sealed letter.
Yeah, well, I
But
mean,
it's
like,
wrong.
with tape.
That's where I'm going.
What material was this?
It's magic.
What material?
Lizard folk, order the raised shield.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff
Or
going
did
on.
I take that down wrong? No.
Like, that information sounds fine. She will say that it's swamps, like a month's travel north. Why are nobody would come to us here?
I don't know.
Well,
I mean,
you speak Elvish, right?
I'm irreverent.
I do.
Okay, this is what it actually says.
Oh, thank you. That's actually.
Is it in code? Because that would be freaking awesome.
I did that once. I had it written in Draconic. Actually, I wrote it in English. Then I Caesar's cipher scrambled it. Then I wrote it in the Draconic script. When they found the notes, like they would pass me the note, and then I would pass whatever note was deserving to the person. Because only one person spoke Draconic. Nobody figured out that it was a code until they handed it off to the gnome who deciphered it.
Oh shit. Okay.
Wait, Constable, have you had breakfast?
She says, yes, I've already eaten, and I have business to take care of. I just wanted to offer you my thanks and the thanks of the town. Make sure that you guys were heading on your way. She glares at Joff without causing any more trouble.
And this half of the table.
And deliver the letter to you.
Yep. So
I would like to say something to her. I am very sorry for my actions. I usually do not get drunk like that.
She says,
But when I do,
all it takes is once to make a reputation for yourself. Steve, guard your lips more carefully next time. And she kind of gives the rest of you
And
a
your
nod. And, and she turns and makes her way out of the tavern.
So guys, I got bad news. So according to this letter, Archmage Vargasel has been spirited away from Vox Lialin. He appears to have been kidnapped. There's a pool of blood. Yes, the same letters before.
I was like, what, again?
Really?
That's the way things work.
That guy just gets kidnapped all the time.
I might need to talk to
He's
Yoi.
like a superhero's girlfriend.
We'll check just to make sure.
Yeah, I might need to talk to Yoi about all the letters. There's a lot of these.
we should put dates on them.
She really should, actually.
You know what?
And,
You know what? Maybe that's a conversation that you can have with her.
Yeah, Ferris isn't too happy.
Maybe she wants to have a conversation.
Also, wait, how did Ferris know to send it? That's beside the point. Okay.
You told her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You told her where you were going.
Sorry, guys. Alright, well, yeah. Somebody here's gonna have to teach me how to let down a woman.
I think me and Joff can handle that.
But I cannot help you with that.
You're very good.
I'm sure.
You're very good at letting.
Well, you know,
I could write you a song.
Break up song. I'm a good observer.
Oh, Yui, you're so very nice, but also I have
It's
a wife.
not you, it's me.
ever going out together.
So I'm assuming you'll finish your breakfast and start making your way out of town?
Right? Yeah, we caught them up on on basically the constable came and gave us that.
Yeah, the constable dropped off a letter. Haas was sorting out the coin.
Yep.
That was about it.
Yeah, and as soon as things seem clear,
Touch of having it.
like Haas goes like, I don't like to
Oh my god.
I'd like to be subtle about this, but like, okay. So he kind of passes over 4 piles. It's like, I'm keeping a little bit in the treasury with the idea that like we'll need this in the future.
Very smart.
But each of you has a little pile. There it is. So you get 30 copper.
Okay. I'll just start writing this down. Copper.
60 silver.
I take it we're not dealing with Electrum.
80 gold.
Electrum does not exist.
At least we haven't gotten it yet.
It doesn't
True.
exist.
There are ancient kingdoms that used
How
it,
many
and you
copper?
could possibly find some, but no, nobody trades in Electrum.
How many copies?
So 30 copper,
Yep.
60 silver,
Yep.
80 gold, and 4 gems that are each worth 10 gold.
So I'm just gonna write that down as gold pieces.
Wait, does everybody get 4 gems each worth 10 gold?
So
I turned last time when we were in Elegon, I think I turned a lot of the gold we have into gems.
Okay.
Because it takes up less space.
Yeah, it makes sense. I was just surprised. Like, wow, everybody gets 4 gems? I don't remember giving that many gems.
No, yeah, we
Yeah.
I bought a bunch. Like we
Sure.
had something like 40.
what would be
We go chunk to some dark.
Yeah, you
dwarves.
gave a small bag of 10.
Yeah.
To the dwarf.
Was there any particular type of
and
gem?
also,
Yes.
they're all like rubies, I think.
No. Rubies are like 50 gold each.
Okay.
So what are they?
There's a couple of lapis lazulis, a few. Where's the?
They're not fancy gems; they're just nice gems.
Yeah, a couple of smooth hematites, a moss agate, a few obsidian chunks.
There may be like one ruby in there, but it's this big.
Oh, yeah, a sizable enough ruby is
5,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you find a ruby, it's a fleck.
And you have and Haas also shoves over a second shield. It's like you can carry it.
Wait.
It's your original shield.
Yeah, so wait, what was the bonus on that shield? I haven't added it.
Your bonus is a +1.
No, for the new shield.
The new shield.
New
Plus
shield
one.
has a +1, +2 for being a shield. So it's a total of +3.
Okay.
What kind of armor are you wearing?
It's 12, so I just fixed it.
Okay. So studded leather, plus a shield,
So
plus your dex. Your armor should be
it's 13, and then with the shield, it's
13.
16.
That seems low.
No. What's your? Let me see your dex. So your dex is +3.
Mm-hmm.
Now go to your equipment. I'm pretty sure you wear studded leather.
I gotta let's sort this.
I'm
out.
pretty sure
We'll
it
do
is
sometime.
studded leather.
So you should have had a higher AC this whole time.
Or the
I think it's the studied is supposed to be studded.
Yeah.
So that would be +2, and then the shield gives you a +3 in total when you use it. So yeah,
My
there.
armor. So
So your armor class should be a total of 18.
so how much is the armor?
Oh wow,
Leave that alone. That's fine.
he's 10th AC wise out of all of us. He really is our fighter, but not really.
No, he is. Totally is.
It's a martial class.
Well, Ranger is a kind
So
of.
it's not
is a kind of fighter.
Your armor doesn't seem to be equipped in terms of combat.
I'm right
ask
now, right?
Paul how
That's
to,
like a subclass of fighter, right?
what?
Ranger's a subclass of fighter.
No, I think
Oh, it's a subclass?
When you
I
Rangers,
couldn't remember.
Yeah,
Ranger's
that's
its own
what we're-
independent class.
Fighters have their
Take my shield.
archetypes.
Oh,
right?
I
It's not
was-
a fighter
I
archetype.
I was thinking about D&D
Yeah.
next.
Oh, back
okay.
when they were not
Next
going to have
one,
range.
They were.
I
There was
just-
also
it's
back
not
in
a,
D&D second
I gotta
edition.
fix
They
it.
were.
Oh, okay.
a
There's a way to get.
sub-
There's
Because
a
there were
way
only
to
the
get.
four
fix
main
it.
classes and subclasses like
Um,
Paladin and
changed.
Ranger
Right.
were all part of.
Okay,
fight.
but say
I
19,
forgot
so that's
that.
still not right.
Personally, I kind of
Oh.
like that idea because it's kind of like a Final Fantasy Tactics, which I played quite a bit.
Anyways,
It's
uh,
you unlock subclasses.
Well,
so you hand out the gold, you hand out the
So-
gear.
Yeah.
Everyone's all split up. You head over to the tavern.
no, it
you-
would be 18 with my original shield.
No. It would be 17 with the original shield.
Let's
Studded,
say 19.
dex, shield.
2, 3, 3. Yeah, for some reason it's counting 19. So one of these is.
So I'll just
Check what is it.
I just changed.
So your
that.
shield currently says +3. It should be +2.
No, it's +3.
No, it's plus
Should
3. It's +2 for being a shield, +1
No,
for
no,
being
no.
magic.
It's a +1 shield.
It's a +1 shield. Yes.
So it goes a total +3.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So that is correct.
Anyway,
We'll just-
your armor class should be 18 with the shield and 15 without.
Alright, I'll just.
You step out. You head over to the stables. The young serving lad, not a serving lad, the stable boy, brings out Esmeralda and the wagon. He says, "Here you go."
Thank you.
Actually, I put it back over in the Curse of Strahd campaign. But here's your wagon.
Okay, we tip him a couple compliments.
Thank you.
And yeah.
And he does not ask for any more gold. You had you actually paid exactly the amount you needed for him to tend to the horse the whole time you were gone.
Oh, the cup.
Nice.
Oh, I thought. Okay.
You paid him, and you paid him in advance because like we're going to be here a little while, and just bill us if we go over. He said, "Oh, okay," and you showed up exactly when you needed to.
You rise precisely when you need to.
He was like 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock.
I don't want. Oh. He's looking at a sundial.
You begin moving right along back to Vox Lialin.
Yep.
All right. You're traveling for 4 hours, give or take. Eventually, you slow and you stop. You take a break. You have some lunch. Esmeralda munches on some grass, and she appreciates not having to haul your fat asses everywhere. Continue
She's
along.
had a break. She
I'm
needs to
very-
do her job. Stop complaining.
I'm very
your
thin,
weight.
thank you very much.
Have I had time to learn riding horse form, or can I take this hour to try to learn riding horse form? Or whatever the horse she is.
I'm just imagining Esmeralda eating, and you're kind of like just hunkered next to her, just staring.
How do you horse? I don't remember how one horse is.
No. Okay. Yeah. So, are you going?
how do you want to...
One of them is better than the other. I can't remember. There's 2 ways.
There's 2 ways. One of them is safer in the sense that, like, if you're trying to learn a giant octopus, you can study it from a distance and not get your face bitten off. But with something that's tame like this, it's easier to make...
You interact with it, and then...
Yeah.
You just poke it.
Do you want me to look up the rules, or do you have them handy?
I got them. Here we are. So you have a higher wisdom, correct?
Yeah, I do.
So you would probably want to do interaction.
Yes.
You spend 10 minutes interacting peacefully. How do you interact with...
I'm thinking like a pet her, I feed her maybe a little...
You pet her?
Yeah, I'll feed her like something. You know.
Okay, so you feed her and you say you pet her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Petting her gives you advantage on the check.
Okay.
That's why I was asking over and over again.
Yeah.
You pet her? So go ahead.
Is that wisdom nature, or is that...
Wisdom, animal handling.
Okay, cool.
It looks like you're probably going for either DC 12 or DC 10.
Did you study?
Okay, that's a 20 on the first roll, so... And a 13.
All right. So with a 20, yeah, you are almost certainly able to gain riding horse beast form.
Okay, thank you.
Or sorry, this isn't a riding horse. This is a draft horse.
Okay, yep. Good enough.
Did you look at Bishop?
I
Yes,
did. Sorry.
I already looked at this.
Yeah, I already got him. Thank you, though. Yeah, totally appreciate it.
This is totally just turning into poker.
Draft horse, yeah. Draft horse would be a challenge rating 10. So
Yeah,
you're good.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
man.
You should get
And
You said challenge rating 10, which would be hilarious, but that's... You meant...
I'm now thinking of
110?
this draft.
challenge
horse.
rating 1/4 DC 10.
Okay, I was going to say that's one hell of a horse.
Esmeralda can smoke all ya.
Just imagine Esmeralda is the final boss of the campaign.
What are you all? Are you all just eating lunch, sitting around, not doing much?
Yep.
Yeah, like
Hang
I
on.
kind of
Keeping relatively
Just keep it
alert in
watch.
case something shows up.
Oh.
Your hour passes uneventfully during your lunch. You load back up, and you continue trundling along. Another 4 hours passes. At this point, the sun is beginning to set, and you begin to see the town of Vox Lialin off in the distance.
Okay.
A couple of farms they pass.
nothing's on fire, right?
Nothing's on fire. Nobody's dead. There's a couple of farmers still in the fields, kind of watching you guys pass by.
They're outstanding in the fields.
Yes, they are outstanding in their fields, and
But
one of them kind
They're not
of
working in it.
waves with his hat towards you.
Wait, hat wave back.
In particular, he's waving towards Jasmal.
Oh my. Come on.
You continue along, and you arrive on the outskirts. Not the outskirts. You arrive on the outer edges of Vox Lialin proper.
I have a conversation with him about male privilege and the gays.
Are you gonna hop off your horse
you got
and
the
go
elf right
scold
here.
her?
Not really.
You got the elf right here.
You gotta
man.
stand up to injustice, man.
We just have I forget.
I'm
We've
not
got
exactly
the wagon,
woke.
the draft horse. You've got Bishop. Did we have any other horses, or were we all just running the wagon? Yeah,
You're all just
oh,
riding the wagon.
Wait, but you're not a fighter. You're not a social justice warrior.
It's true.
You
Social
arrive.
justice druid.
Yes. Perfect.
You arrive through these farms, and you can see the guard outpost that marks your entrance into Vox Lialin. There's actually a little bit of a line at this point.
Okay.
You can see that there's a few people kind of backed up, and in particular, somebody in the front is having a very engaged conversation with the guards. You can see that there's a couple of the Starfield members keeping an eye on things.
Oh, these guys.
I want some carrots.
I will take it. I will take one carrot. Thank you.
Exactly.
Nice.
Did you get my
Is
veggies in?
anybody doing anything?
I'm intently
I like-
looking at what's going on with the commotion.
See if I can hear it.
Yeah, I just kind of like Hoss like hits the wagon, pulls up in line, and just trying to see what's up. But I'm gonna stay with the wagon.
Damn
So-
scalpers.
You all can clearly see that somebody on foot is having a discussion with the guards. He seems to be kind of, from your guys' perspective, like Bruce wears a little bit less than you would expect normally in polite conversation because he comes from the north where it's colder. Jasmal seems to dress in a little extra cloak because she comes from somewhere that's very hot. This figure seems to be dressed in an extra layer of clothing as he's having a conversation with the guards.
Okay.
Huh.
I make a perception check to see if it. Well, no, I guess. What would the?
Probably perception.
Okay, so
Maybe the perception king wants to make a perception check.
I was going to say,
Can you tell me? Do you want me to look around?
I'm running the wagon, right?
I'm
So,
also
like,
okay.
I'm going to make an
do you.
investigation check from here if anyone wants to get closer to see what's going on.
I'm getting closer.
So you're gonna cut the line?
One moment.
Wait, you're gonna check out the commotion.
I am going to cast invisibility and cut
Nice.
the line.
Are we within the city limits where you're not supposed to cast magic yet, or not yet?
No. The guard post is the city limits where they assign guards.
Which is why I'm not going into the city while invisible. I'm going up to the entrance to the city while invisible, bumping into people.
Lysander disappears.
Okay.
You can hear his...
Okay.
I'll go check it out.
I don't have any magic.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
You're a ranger. You got some spells.
None that you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't have any. What are you guys talking about?
So you make your way closer?
Okay. I do, in fact, get my way closer.
Okay, go ahead. Make a stealth check, followed by a perception check.
Okay, my stealth check, do I get a bonus to that?
I'm going to say no, because this is, like, no commoner is going to notice you.
Okay,
Because they're not paying enough attention.
I was going to say invisibility, I thought conferred a stealth bonus. But okay.
The invisibility is giving you the stealth bonus, but the guy that you're approaching...
Okay, well, so my stealth, if we're just taking it with standard stealth rolls, would be a 16.
16? Okay.
Yes. That was not with advantage, correct?
What is the proficiency bonus on a level 10 character?
I mean, that's a
that's
great
a 4.
question. That's a spoiler, but yeah.
4? Okay. And you roll a 16, you said, right?
Correct.
Okay.
If it was without advantage.
Now make your perception check.
I'll make the perception check. And I got a
4.
Okay, I have an 11 in total on my perception.
11.
That's
So-
frustrating.
You can hear muffled conversation. It's like, whoa. I'm just trying to make my way. Very important business. You have to understand, of course.
I'm guessing I have to get even closer.
I mean, you
Okay.
can
Kind of
interpret that if you want.
Yeah, sounds like the guy's busy, and you're getting out a character sheet. I kind of almost want to get right up next to him, invisible, just so I hear what the heck is going on.
If I kept that ring of water walking, I could have just like skirted over and just like walked
Oh.
across.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
You could totally do
Did you
that.
sell it or something?
No, he found
So do you
out
wanna get
that
closer?
I got it. Stole
You,
it.
you said you want to get closer?
I would like to.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. You walk your way even closer. Make the perception check with advantage.
Sure. Because I sucked at it last time. The
You don't have to sneak into the city. You can just go in.
No, but, like,
7
then
or
I want
not
to
20.
Okay.
You don't have to.
This is a custom.
Oh,
As you're getting
We have to
closer,
pay for the wagon.
you notice that
But I'm
this
gonna
figure
handle
is
that.
dressed
Alright.
in somewhat darker colors
Okay.
and has a symbol of some kind of flower, like a black flower embroidered on his undershirt.
So a lotus or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
As you begin making your way closer, you watch his ear kind of twitches very slightly.
Mhm.
He rolls the coat to hide the flower, and then he continues talking, and he basically says, "Well, if it's all right with you, I suppose this fight is not a fight that is worth having. Just please inform Lord Numera that I am here to speak with him." And he gives a bow, and the guard's like, "Yeah, all right, stranger, get on in." And he just turns. You catch him look over his shoulder at roughly your direction, and then turns and heads into the city or the town.
Just make it a city at this point, man.
It's a small city.
No, it's a town. It is a big town.
It's
I have limited the number of cities to 3.
Town of cities.
okay.
No
but,
more.
But it's basically Ithaca. Okay, fine.
So he crosses the bridge and heads in. You notice he is not accompanied.
Okay, so non-magical, probably. Or he has presented himself as non-magical. I'm probably going to walk in. If I walk in, they're going to just spot me instantly because anti-magic stuff. Actually, wait.
You can find out.
Wait a minute. We never tested that. Did
Go,
you,
go,
Hold
go,
on.
go,
Character
go.
knowledge. Did you tell me at any point about what their anti-magic stuff is, if they have anything, or if they just kind of don't like magic people, so they just walk?
I don't think I would have. Like, what I know, I probably wouldn't have mentioned it because it didn't. Haas would have just assumed that you would have understood that they would have had some way of doing
taken care of it.
I
And,
mean, I kind
right
of
now I'm not
assumed
especially
anyway.
clear on what Haas knows about it. I just assume they have some sort of detect magic stuff.
And also, like this,
They have a mages guild
Yeah.
where they could get that sort of stuff organized.
and this isn't something that would be very public knowledge. Like they would intentionally try and keep their capabilities
Yeah.
secret because that way people are less likely to pull shit.
Yeah.
It
It's
would,
like it's just like Haas is just under the impression they have something like that.
it would be kind of funny if it turns out they have zero
Yes,
anti-magic capabilities.
If I were to cast Pass Without a Trace, would they see me?
It helps.
Right
you.
now, no.
Like if I walked,
Yes.
they
They-
would see me.
They
It
would
doesn't make
see
you invisible,
walk.
but makes you extra sneaky.
Yeah.
It's really useful.
Okay,
In combination
alright.
with invisibility, you're basically...
Are you a Lightfoot halfling? Yes. So you could actually hide behind other characters, cast Pass Without a Trace, and you might get away with it. It's probably not easy.
I mean, I'm invisible,
I'll
so I
just
don't do it
walk
to
Kind of
with you
attach
guys.
yourself. to it.
Jasmal, could you please roll me a perception check?
Okay.
I was gonna.
What are you doing, listener?
I was gonna head back to the party and uninvisible because I mean,
12.
there's no point in causing trouble getting in. But I do relay the information that I've heard.
So,
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you relay the information about the
Yeah,
figure?
did I manage to get a look at his face?
His face was. You noticed he had tan skin
Okay.
around his eyes. You didn't really get a good look at his eyes. He was wearing a bandana
Okay.
that covered most of his hair,
Okay.
and one of those like obscures around. Like he had a scarf on that protected most of the lower half.
So this guy walked straight out of Arabian Nights. Got it.
A little bit.
He's dressed a little bit like Jasmal.
Oh.
He was dressed in
Wearing
more
heavy clothes.
He was dressed in more clothes than you would expect for a local.
Mm-hmm.
It is similar in style to what Jasmal looked like.
Okay. So I get back. I'm here. Just zoop, I'm here now. Hey
What'd you
Jasmal,
see?
friend of
Yeah.
yours, maybe? Okay, I'm over generalizing.
Jasmal
Maybe
just
a
starts
little
coughing.
What, you didn't have the comment about black dragons going to the swamp? Nobody else jumped on that?
You're assuming that because this
Okay,
person
okay.
also had dark skin that I know that.
Okay.
Do you know how many people are on my
No,
continent?
that's not what I meant.
So much for social
That's
justice.
not actually what I
So much for
meant.
social justice warlock.
Oh my
Here's the thing. That's not actually what I meant. You are a well-learned bard, yes? You know a lot about many people. You have connections with those without 10 fingers and many other people. You ever...
Do you have minor illusion?
Yes.
Show the actual picture of the person.
Wow.
You see a
Lotus
picture
flower.
of the lotus flower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of the image of the
and
person.
also the guy.
Okay. The image of the person, pair of eyes that are too dark to really make out a color, obscured by lots of clothing.
Okay, so he basically looks like he's wrapped in 3 different layers of clothing.
And she doesn't recognize him, right?
There's the lotus flower thing.
Haas remarks.
Not from that third grader's artist's interpretation of the face.
You know, I've always interpreted it as like R2-D2 beaming a picture of Princess Leia.
But you
It's-
still
it's
have to
crap
do it.
quality.
You didn't have a decent look of him to be able to make a picture like that.
Fine. Okay. So it looks like a
Yes,
cartoon.
minor illusion can do that.
Yes, I
You don't have the memory for it.
got it.
In his illusion, can I see the?
The lotus, yeah.
Is it
I
clear
I
enough?
show that specifically.
Okay.
He showed
Sorry,
that clear
I was
enough. Yeah, I
reading.
waited for him to say that he did before I handed it to you.
Oh, okay.
Because I figure it's probably in a sigil of an organization.
I need that back when you're done reading.
Oh,
So
okay. Let
unusual
me just
flower.
read it again.
Oh,
I-
absolutely.
yeah.
In fact, none of you would have probably even heard of a flower like that
I mean,
in character.
I mean, out of character, I say lotus. In character, I say looks like this.
It's a black flower.
A black flower.
Correct.
On
On
design
boarding.
of like 3 leaves on the compass, like 3 leaves this way, and then 2 leaves going on the diagonal.
So you're writing down notes furiously. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, you cheater!
What? Am I not allowed to take notes? Isn't?
It looks like that.
So
Okay.
I play enough.
So he's really good at Magic the Gathering. He's got a black lotus. So then,
Oh no, we're all
You can
doomed.
crack it on the pavement to summon a gray ogre.
a lot of mana.
Jeez. Actually,
Okay.
You remember the Loading Ready Run cartoon that was like they had a flashback. They're discussing Zendikar, and it was like they were discussing, oh yeah, cracking a black lotus on the pavement, and then they flash back and they have these strange voices, and they're like Black Lotus, and then they put their hand right onto the card and they turn it sideways. You hear it scraping. You're like, oh! And then he picks it up and he bends the cards. He picks it up with his hand and then he puts down the gray ogre. It's like, that is literally painful to me to watch. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Well, that Black Lotus symbol.
Oh, it's a lotus.
It's what? Yeah. It's a Lotus.
I know.
I know a wagon maker named Lotus.
In Rigel, where I'm from, that symbolizes that someone is secret police. They're like assassins, spies.
Okay, so
Yeah,
he was going to go see Lord Numera.
So wait a minute. He was from your continent. You did know something about him.
I don't know him specifically.
Right.
I
You know the
I
organization.
don't
There
know
we
the
go.
guy. He's not a friend of mine.
I just drive the wagon.
Oh, you just
I'm just a simple man.
She has the information. I gave it to her.
Okay. So we should stop him because it sounds kind of like he's about to go kill the Lord.
It seems like a leap.
You're currently about 4 people back behind the guard post.
You know, I would be totally tempted to just use my other spell slot for invisibility.
Go run in there by
You
yourself.
could
That'd
be up
amazing.
to anything, but
Okay, we
That
need
is
to
kinda-
work. We need
They're
to work our way.
pushovers, right? One of us could solo this person, probably.
I mean, metagaming. He said something about a level 10 character, so I'm worried.
This person isn't necessarily an assassin. He might have legitimate business.
Oh
with
no,
the lord of
KGB,
this town.
KGB come into town for no reason except friendly conversation and alcohol.
Also,
guys,
also
I'm
lord
kind
of
of
this
done with my
province.
homeland. I'm not very interested in getting near someone who works for the secret police there.
Well, that's
Just saying.
Well, that's fair, but it sounds like a mutual ally of ours is about to be harmed by a man who may or may not be here to murder him. If that, yeah, it seems like the guards had no. It seems like the guards
Okay,
had no idea what
like-
they were dealing with.
Ha says, Elisis. Like, it kind of says quietly, Elisis.
You're trying to look there now 3 people in front of you.
We know him.
Yes,
As soon as we get through,
that
can I
can't
just?
be.
As soon as we get through, can I just book it to the place where my armor is?
So you want to? This isn't Alagon. This is Vox Lialin.
We're in a town.
We're not at the place.
No,
We're not in the place with the armor.
No,
No.
we are in the town of Vox.
So exactly how nefarious are we talking about this organization?
The conversation would have been, There will
They're
probably be
they're
here for a day or
spies, they're
two, and then
informants.
continue on to the city.
They do assassinate people, but
How cruel or restrictive is the government they serve?
Apparently
the government in my homeland is not great. Which is why
Remind me, what did you do before you left the homeland?
I was actually about to ask that same question.
yeah, who are you asking me this question? God.
She may not want to reveal that, I guess.
Oberon, shut up for like 2 seconds. I was about to ask that.
I'm pretty sure you already revealed this information, but
Well, but
I have
mean,
not.
You know, she's
Oh, you
never,
haven't?
she's
No.
never mentioned
Oh.
this.
so
I've not.
you want
I
to
didn't know that.
intercept the envoy of one government from having a meeting with
No.
the leader of another
I
government.
don't want to intercept him. In fact, I'm pretty sure we can't with the amount of time we're taking stuff behind these guys. But what we can do is figure out what the meeting's about.
Oh,
The
sure.
meeting could very easily be euphemism for stabbing him, so we could show up at the right time to help.
Okay.
Maybe I'm jumping to some conclusions here. but
Or
when I-
we could
when
go
I'm
do
here-
our plans that we all had.
No. Okay, well,
I can't.
here's the thing.
It can't hurt to look in on it.
It's not exactly. Yeah. I'm just a little concerned about that because that could screw up my plans.
Well,
I don't want to cause political chaos, so I can't open up my freaking guild.
you intend to establish a guild in this town,
Yes,
so you probably have to talk with the Lord.
exactly. I don't want the Lord to be dead when I need to talk to him.
Gotta talk to him soon.
So you could go there and arrange a meeting, and maybe there's something
Eavesdrop
going
or
on there
something.
that you'll see.
That is
Person who has business with the Lord.
yeah, the moment we get to the front of the line, I'm going to tell the guards essentially that, yeah, I'm here on business.
It's all spread out.
I've already started
You can
the
do that.
paperwork to open a guild. I want to complete that. So I do remember we dropped by, we dropped by on our way to Oakhurst, and
you did, but you didn't have the chance. You didn't have the time to
I
do
didn't have the
paperwork.
time to pay for it. Never mind.
At this point, you're about 2 people away from the front.
And are we going separate ways from here, right? Like,
Vox Lialin, he's going to stop there. This is basically the best point for you to start heading north. They're going to be heading over to Alagon. Jasmal is probably going to be hooking up with a caravan heading out at some point. So in Vox Lialin, you guys will be heading out. You guys will be separate.
At the very least, we'll have like another evening.
Yeah,
yeah, is it
Yeah.
night?
It's
night. Okay.
You've been traveling for 8 hours.
Okay, fair enough. Then I won't. I was gonna. Yeah, I won't
We
peel
can
off
get
yet.
drunk together.
Woo! Be good tonight.
I have a much nicer drunk tank here. I bet you.
Because I figured the wagon's probably going to go with me to the Smith's Guild to the stable for whatever my fee is there. But you've got something you might want to do tonight, so maybe we handle that tomorrow.
At this point, you're about one person away from the gate. You can hear them conversing about just trying to get in and sell some crops. All right. You're done with your conversations?
Yep.
They move along, and you step up. One of the guards, clearly a glitterer, looks at you all and says, all right.
Nothing to declare.
Names? You do have someone to declare names.
Your boy.
Hostinker.
You say Tinker?
Yeah.
Turns. If you and your companions could please step to the side.
What about your boy?
Hoss shifts
All
the
of your-
seat to the side of the wagon he's sitting in.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Yes, Mr. Literal. Let's move it.
go.
Where should I put the wagon?
I don't care. Just step off the road for a minute.
Why are we being
I
escorted?
figured out.
There's a place to pull over the wagon.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a little place, like a field, basically if they need to...
Oh, okay.
Inspect-
To do that.
If they need to inspect the wagons, or if they need to have some people step aside and wait for extra forces.
Are we being detained?
He says, why would that change your answer?
Probably not, actually.
Well, then it doesn't matter. Please step to the
What
side.
about me?
All of your companions...
I am non-magical.
Okay, no.
All of your companions, please step to the side.
This
Guys,
is separate
Okay,
from,
okay.
This is,
Here's the thing.
this is separate from the usual stuff.
Yep.
Something's up.
Yeah, it's a pull over.
Might be special treatment.
Could be after last time.
So no,
Mr.
legitimately,
Identity.
Hoss is like he's sitting in a wagon. He says like so that like basically that thing was like Hoss is gesturing like what do I do with this? So and he
Okay.
After 5 or 10 minutes, you were certainly friendly with him. You probably
My associate.
You probably chafed under his rule. Helm Corwin comes out, and he looks at you all and says, "Hoss, man, it's good to see you." How you
wait,
been?"
hang on, the helm?
Helm is the rank.
Title.
His
Right,
rank
right, okay, so
within-
yeah,
Alright,
yeah.
There was some
Corwin.
confusion at one point.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, we're talking to the boss is not referred to as a helm. It's anyway, yeah.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah,
equivalent to
the
sergeant.
guy I'm used to. Yeah.
He comes over and he says, "Hoss,
Hey.
been a while.
Yep.
How are you?"
Good. But we're just down in Oakhurst.
You're back.
That's not all you've been, have you?
Just in the last couple of days.
I mean, before that, last time you came through here,
Yeah, we're laying here and then no, I'm sorry.
No, it was
Allegan.
Allegan.
Yeah,
here.
came from Allegan.
no. Remind me, did you tell Corwin about why you were going to Allegan and what you were trying to do?
I don't think we explicitly stated it.
No, we did. We were so Hoss is a leaky sieve.
Okay, sorry, yeah.
So
Odds are.
like we had a conversation. I was
Okay.
I was discreet, but
Okay.
he knew that we were looking for
The Archmage?
the Archmage, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned that the Archmage was okay.
Okay. The thing is, we glazed over Vox Lialin
Yeah.
on the way down
Right.
to Oakhurst, so I wasn't certain.
Yeah.
That was
Says you gained some new friends in high places.
Uh-oh.
That
I think that's
that may have
okay.
happened.
He says,
We didn't mean it.
you and your companions, and he looks at all of you, have been placed on a very, very short list for special treatment. Permission to enter the city unescorted.
Oh,
Really?
Whoa.
I'll try not to take it personally. I assume I don't smell.
no.
Just
I-
a little bit.
You've actually been.
Unfortunately, until the paperwork is finalized, you are still all going to be under guard.
That's fine.
One escort for all of you,
No problem.
per each of you. Once the paperwork is finished, you will be given special paperwork that you can hand over at any of the guard stations to be allowed in and out of the city unescorted.
That's
Nice.
very generous.
Nice.
On whose order was that?
You think I know?
Okay.
Probably.
But
so.
that's very unusual.
He said, "You're telling me." I've literally never heard it happen.
Because even the archmages, I imagine get escorts.
I think
You know
it's
what? I don't know. Like Hoss says that. It's like I imagine the archmages get escorts, right?
Well, I mean, the archmages can kind of. Some of them concede to it. It's more of a political thing.
Okay. And they just kind of come and go. They don't even necessarily touch the town, I guess, sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's very interesting, and thank you.
From
Okay.
from what I hear, there's a connection between the keep and the Mages Guild that they can use if they want to discuss with Lord
with the Lord.
Wait, there's like an underground tunnel or something? That's pretty cool.
Sweet.
Oh, right, yeah. Sorry, mage.
Magic.
So everybody has to have an
Thank you
escort until the paperwork goes through?
Not you, but
Okay.
you were
Pretty succinct.
The magic users.
you were part of the companions. The orders were for the companions to please step aside and be informed about this.
Okay.
By the way, while we have you here, quick question. So the gentleman that just passed through a few paces ahead of us, lots of clothing.
Well, you mean Farmer Belloc?
What?
Farmer Belloc. Old man, a little bit of a scruff.
No, man covered in tons of clothing who argued with the guards for quite a bit.
I wasn't here. I was in bed.
What? No,
Thank you for
Getting out of bed?
coming up to see us.
Yeah,
You're back in town. I
Yeah.
assumed I was
Yeah.
going to have to escort you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had assumed that he was there with the rest of the guards. Can I speak with somebody who happened to converse with him? I'm.
Like I said, there was like a 10 to 15 minute wait before somebody showed up. He says, I mean, if you want to talk to the guard, he's right over there.
Okay.
Hey, you, Schmuck, keep an eye on this.
Schmuck, good to meet you.
Keep an eye on this elf here while the rest, I'm assuming the rest of you want to head in?
Yep.
All right.
I'll catch up with you guys
So,
momentarily.
He kind of climbs up onto the wagon and sits next to you. So, Hoff, what have you been up to?
I start
Yep.
showing it because it's like I haven't actually fought a dragon before, so I worked my way up to that. But yeah.
He seems engaged in listening to your story. You're not certain if he believes you about the dragon. It's kind of far-fetched, but he certainly portrays it.
Mhm.
And you are all brought into the city. Could you make a perception?
Yes.
You wanted to head over to one of them.
I'm basically just discussing with him what was the guy asking about to begin with.
12.
Okay.
It seemed like he was having trouble getting in, and then you guys let him in. Evidently, he must have said something important.
The guard's kind of leaning on his spear. He takes you over to the side while a couple other farmers make their way in. He was blathering about needing to meet with the Lord right away, some sort of discussion, important business. He was bullying around like one of those nobles when they come through for the festivals. I wouldn't put much stock into it. He was just a cock.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. I do know. I was going to make a joke about me being invisible next time, but okay. Thank you. So there was nothing specific he pointed out about what he wanted to talk about with Lord Vanera. And wait a minute, what? So you just let him through after that kind of talk? It sounds like
He wasn't trying to get through. It wasn't getting through that was the problem. He wanted an escort up to the keep right away.
He wanted an escort to head straight there.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like he got it.
No. I got shit to do.
Fair. Okay, so what direction is the keep from here? I'm not too familiar with you.
Well, you cross the bridge, you follow the dockside road over towards the switchbacks.
Right.
You take the switchbacks up onto the high hill,
Okay.
and you can clearly see the keep from there.
Got it. So from Lysander's perspective, did it look like this guy entered Vox Lialin and immediately headed on that route?
When you saw him enter, he turned a corner. You had a hard time keeping an eye on him across the bridge,
Probably.
and then he turned a corner and you lost track of him.
Okay, but that corner would possibly be on that path.
Possibly. He did not appear to be sprinting. He just appeared to be walking casually.
Okay, maybe I'm overreacting about this. I don't know. I'm just thinking, like, okay, it makes sense that if he wanted to see him immediately and he doesn't get an escort, he's gonna gun it for the keep.
Well, he made sure. Well, what you overheard was him making sure a message was sent.
Yes.
So he wasn't just still going to the keep. He might be waiting to hear back from an audience.
So the wagon crosses.
What's the wagon fee?
What?
The wagon fee. There's a wagon fee for the city, right?
Not for the town. For Alagon, there's a wagon fee.
Oh,
Plus we're
right.
super
Because this is
special,
not a
they
city.
wouldn't even
Remember,
make
this
us
is the town of Alagon.
Right.
Town of Vox Lialin.
The town of Vox Lialin. I said the wrong thing this time. Okay.
The town of Vox Lialin.
You know, at some point we should just combine all these.
The Black Lagoon is with the creature.
So you begin trundling along.
I should-
Passive perception?
I should catch
17.
up to you guys.
17.
Not good enough.
So I like the wagon. I'm going to head to the Smith's Guild, after we cross the bridge and get it stabled.
Sure. What did you three want to be doing? At this point, Joff, you are unencumbered by an escort. You can move freely.
Alright. What time is it?
It is late. Most people are going to bed.
Okay.
Is there a tavern that we stayed in last time we were here?
Yeah.
Or what was it?
Yeah. Something flagging.
There are two. There's a few inns that you've stopped at. One of them was higher class, but they didn't serve alcohol, so your stay was short-lived.
Boring.
Another one
No grog.
was like your usual thing was to
Wanton
go find a
One,
tavern near the
yeah.
docks, a rough and tumble place, get drunk, then go back to the inn and go to bed.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
The Wanton Maiden is the inn that's by the river, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And the Green Flagon was the tavern with the dwarves.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. No, the Crossed Hammers is the dwarf tavern. The Green Flagon is the mid-level tavern.
The Copper Goblet.
That's the mid-level.
That's the mid-level one.
Okay.
The Green Flagon is a mid-level tavern, so you get drunk there.
Yeah.
The Copper Goblet is an inn
Inn.
where you can rest your feet.
Okay.
And the Copper Goblet has no beer, has no booze.
Yeah, the Wanton Maiden was the inn that's for like
For fishermen and dock hands and people on the lower class on the ships when they would
the
come
river
through.
people.
You should go to
But
the
that's where
homeland.
you guys were staying last time.
If you
The
want
Wanton
to, if you want to
Maiden.
stay in the Wanton Maiden, it's the cheap inn. You get to sleep in a flea-infested common room.
Yeah.
But you
Copper
get drunk.
Goblet was the nicer.
Like, quite simple. There's three inns. There's the poor one where the sleeping sucks, but they have booze. There's the middle one where the sleeping's better, but that has no booze. And there's the high class one where you get booze and sleep, but it costs more.
That's the Feld Basilisk, right?
Not quite.
should go to
That
the
would be
lower
the
class
Bloody
bar.
Shield.
There's a lot of
Well,
these.
maybe I didn't write that one down.
Well, there's 3 inns and 5 taverns, and they don't all interest.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like this is an overcrowded market. We should start consolidating.
This is the largest town in the region.
Fires happen all the time.
You're bringing more artists.
Oh
So,
no!
Are you suggesting we get the
Oh,
protection
no.
racket? Is that it? Nice place. It'd be a shame if it burned down.
There are too many taverns. We should have a fire.
we offer fire. we sell fire insurance.
It turns out we have adventurers insurance. If you buy it, then if adventurers come through and start wrecking your stuff, it pays out. Except if they burn it down.
The robots just have for-profit fire departments. They sell you fire insurance while your house is burning.
Heck, we used to.
How did that work out?
So Lightstander was left behind conversing with the guards. What did you 4 want to be doing?
I'll be with you guys momentarily.
To the bars.
Yeah, bars.
Yeah,
Which
if you
one
guys
would be
want,
like
you
a
can
good, lively one where a bard looking for
wait.
information might want to go?
You want an inn or a tavern?
We could always go to a tavern and find an inn to sleep at.
Sure. So
You
yeah,
at
you-
least are ready for more drinking.
Yeah, you guys just tell me where you guys are
Probably
going, and
too.
I'll follow along.
Okay,
as I can.
you're gonna do some
This night will
smart
be better.
person business.
Better.
if you want to make, so in terms of lively, are you looking for crowded or like about to break out into a bar brawl?
Bar brawl.
No, just like crowded,
We already-
fun
We already experienced that.
So go ahead.
music or good times.
You are a bar brawl.
Go ahead and make an investigations check.
Okay.
Oh, no. With these glitterers around us.
13.
13. Okay. So don't find out about that one. You hear about the Feld Basilisk.
Okay.
It's set on the river. It's a little bit on the shadier side, but it's basically a local legend about a hero who slayed a being known as a basilisk and saved the town or something like that. It's a fairly popular watering hole you could go to.
That sounds fun.
You also
Feld
find out.
Basilisk.
Let's go.
You also find out about the Smiling Noble, which is a brothel that's set up near the central keep.
Ooh, by the keep.
Prescriptive.
I find out about this only.
You find out.
class-
About
Alright, I decide not to mention that.
You're not getting any high class hookers tonight.
He's got
I mean, he
a lot
got
of gold.
all that gold.
Feld
He's got a lot of
Basilisk.
gold.
Super fun.
That's what happens when you give me a lot of gold.
You spend it on hookers and booze.
I got 211
There's
gold.
a T-shirt.
I'm just imagining trap music playing in the background as he just throws gold into the air.
Make it rain. Make it hail.
So,
Gold coins.
That would hurt.
So you guys are gonna head to the Feld Basilisk, and then
Indeed.
you're gonna drop them off and head to the Smith's Guild.
Yeah, well, like at some point, like we get to a crossroad and like they hop off the wagon. And I'm going to go to the Smith's Guild. I assume the helm's sticking with me.
Yeah, Corwin, or his name's Corwin.
Yeah.
His rank is Helm.
I know.
He says, "Yeah, you and me, this might be our last night together."
Well, I mean, I'm not. Well, I am going
Is that a
somewhere.
proposition?
But like, there's no reason that just because I have a piece of paper doesn't mean we can't
Can't hang out.
Can't have coffee.
He nods. He says, "Yeah,
We can still be
Or
friends.
more.
We can still be friends. It's fine.
Can you really teach a robot to love?
Wait, can we get a room first and I can put my stuff in there?
I mean,
Yeah.
No.
At this point,
Can you put your weapons in there?
Yeah, that was the plan.
That sounds actually
So,
not a bad
did you want
idea.
the cheap, expensive, or booze free inn for the night?
We can pass out somewhere booze free. That's like.
Okay.
Yeah,
Does that sound
I'll go
good?
with
As
that.
long as you spend a good amount of time at the actual tavern.
Oh, we will.
We'll bring some back.
am I back at this point with them discussing all of the
Yeah, we didn't. We weren't burning across the bridge.
Okay,
You
so
can
you-
easily catch up with
I'm
us.
back.
Like
Oh yeah, are
a,
you?
a
We're
wagon
burning
moves
bridges,
faster
don't
than a
trust me.
person.
Yeah.
So
Not in the town.
at this hour, it does.
Okay. Well, we
I'm asking, do you slow down and let him catch up?
Yeah.
Then yes, you will catch up around this point.
Did somebody say booze?
The modest,
let's go.
the modest inn will cost you 5 silver a night each.
Do you want to do that?
Yep, sounds
That's
good.
fine by me.
Um,
I've
I've got a cell in town. So.
Right.
That's fine.
I have a cell in the.
He has
in
one
the-
too.
in the-
If
in the
he gets drunk enough, he'll have a cell in town.
Do I have to pay for me?
yes.
That's true. I guess
Just
if you
pay
don't get
the man.
fined, it's actually like free housing.
I'll put
You
my
get
stuff
fined.
in there.
Okay.
You'll put your stuff in there? Okay.
I'll put all my stuff but my gold.
Okay. You're going for a night on the town.
All
where
your
you're going.
gold.
No, I'll bring like
I'm just gonna wake up in the morning.
half
Go-
of my gold.
Go to,
That's still a lot of gold.
it would make a little bit more sense to go to the Smith's Guild, stable the wagon, because you got to go up the switchbacks to get to the inn.
Right.
So
Well, I'm saying they did, like if they wanted to go, they didn't have to wait for the wagon.
Yeah.
They could.
I'm saying it would make more sense for them to hop off and head off on their own.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I figured because got to take wagon over here.
Park it.
So,
Alright.
Lysander, do
Get
you
the
go
keys to the
with?
Yes.
I'm going with Haas because we gotta go to the Smith's Guild.
Oh, you're both going.
Did you want to do this now?
But yeah, let's get this done.
Alright, I'll bring two.
And then you're gonna leave the rest alone in an inn.
In a
Anyway,
modest.
anything can happen.
I'll lock my door.
Okay, that's great.
You wish they had lots. Anyways, so you three are going to be heading towards the
Fell
Fell
Basilisk.
Basilisk, the fun tavern. You make your way there. You can see that it has an image of a 6-legged creature with sort of a scaly texture. This is all painted on a board, inverted. It appears to be a basilisk that has been set.
Yes.
Sounds like an accurate name.
Are we walking in?
Are you?
Let's go.
Yeah, what's the wait for?
Alright, I'll open up the door. Now
Right.
let's get drunk.
Woo.
As
Some
you
of
open
the
up-
doors.
As you open up the doors, I need you to make a dex check.
Okay.
Let's get
Oh,
drunk.
yeah. I didn't quite expect that. Let's see what we got.
So we have the two nerds going off on business.
Technically, it would be a saving throw.
Yeah.
That's better.
Party people.
It is not. It is a 4.
Is that a natural 1?
No, it's natural 2.
Oh, okay. So close. As Joff swings the doors open,
Oh, this
you watch as a flagon goes flying right over his head.
Oh, damn it.
Only because you're short.
Briefly, I
Hey,
do my
so you're
cantrip
short
that gives me,
sometimes, right?
I do my cantrip that gives me claws and like
Oh my God.
2, 3, like Wolverine claws come out from it. Oh yeah, never mind.
Let's
And then
get drunk.
you can see that there appears to be a small bar brawl happening over in the corner. A couple, like 4 or 5 people beating up on 4 or 5 other people. Some of them are using chair, and
I forgot. I wasn't paying attention. I like this place already.
there's a stage set up where you can see that there's a couple of like brass players, and they're doing the.
Nice.
I don't know if you remember. That doesn't matter. I forgot my music. So you step inside, and you can see that there's a place for you to go, and there's obviously alcohol.
There's a place we can go where everybody knows our name.
Not yet, they don't.
They will.
They know Joff's in
Let's tear it up.
Party rock anthem.
It is known.
So, Umber, are you going to make your way and start performing?
I'm probably gonna get a drink first, and
Okay. They
maybe
offer-
go watch.
Finest whiskey on me.
You're a big spender, and I like
the
it.
pockmarked elderly gentleman behind the bar laughs. He says, "Ha, I only got the 1 bottle." Pours you 3 shots.
Cool.
Good place to start.
How much?
Good job.
That'll be
You want
that'll be 1 silver.
Alright.
There is.
You hear me?
house in
Like the job.
town. It's gone.
What else do you have back there that's fun? I feel like I need to buy around.
May you stay unincarcerated tonight.
We got
Yes.
we got beer, a couple of different kinds. We got a bottle of wine, been in there for about 10 years, and we got a bottle of whiskey.
Aged.
Both of
The whiskey is aged like less than 5 years.
Rot gut.
Well, I should purchase the wine, so then when we leave, we'll have something to drink at our inn.
Secretly at our
That'll be
Nova's inn.
10 gold. You want that bottle?
All right. 10 gold.
That's a
Big-
lot of
big
money.
set.
What are you
That is a
doing?
lot of money.
Do you have enough money for your
Weren't
armor?
you supposed to be saving money for armor?
No,
Great question.
pay in front.
Oh, it was paid up
Is
front.
it pay in front?
All right, I will buy a
Well, then
round
he
of
would have had to
whatever
pay
the
for it
best
already.
beer you've got is.
Yep.
Does he owe the treasury? Did we buy from the treasury? Or do we just
some
pull- do we just
some,
pull in and
some
give
of
them-
it came from the part of treasury, and then like because like one of those
Oh,
things
yeah.
are like magic items, and that is for the greater good.
Oh,
All right.
A lot had been added to the treasury.
All right. I'm just gonna have him hold on
Here's
to
what-
it, so when I
here's
leave, I
what's
have it.
So you pay.
I'll pay. So when I'm gonna leave, I'll grab it.
He gives you a smile and says, "All right."
I'll remember.
Tries to buy the
Dude,
bottle.
take it now. I don't trust you to
God.
remember.
I don't want to get it smashed or anything.
You hear the
you have
sound
a
of a chair.
backpack or something? All right. I'll remember.
no.
Okay, I want to buy us
I
a round
won't
of beer.
forget, don't
Whatever your
worry.
best beer is.
All right.
Best beers.
Yeah.
All right, that'll be 3 silver.
All right.
Actually, he holds up 4 fingers and he says 3 silver.
I hand him 3 silver.
Puts the beers down. Nice and frothy.
All right. Now I want to go grab a seat by this fine music and just observe for a little bit. You guys want to come hear some music?
I'm gonna watch the bar fight and sit
Okay.
near the music.
I'll catch you later.
I'll sit near the
They're
music.
gonna. You two
All
are
right,
gonna
all
sit
right.
together. He's gonna watch the bar fight. You're gonna watch the performers. What are you gonna do?
I'll hang out and watch your music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we get to the interesting.
Wait, should I
Alright.
pull my dagger out of my boot and throw it in there?
You can
My
clearly
God.
see that this is a non-lethal fight.
All right. Well,
Let's see.
Take the lethal ones outside.
after watching for a while, can I maybe see if I can jump in or ask if?
In the bar fight? Oh,
No, that's his job
Hang on.
probably.
Let me see. Oh, there we go.
I'll join this. You join that.
15, 16.
We each
What's
have
your,
our own hobbies.
Passive perception?
17.
17. Okay.
Remember, there's pickpockets around here.
More importantly, the door to the tavern slides open, and a figure slides into the tavern. Most people don't even realize he's there,
Snake man.
except for you.
Snake. Snake
Uh,
man?
You recognize.
John T.
Well, you don't recognize this figure, but based on Leitner's description,
Oh.
he seems to be the man from the gate.
Ooh.
And he kind of he locks eyes with you, and he realizes you've seen him, and he starts moving a little bit more openly through the crowd. And, like, one guy gets knocked out of the bar brawl and crosses his path. He very easily steps out of the way as the guy goes flying past him and slides across the table.
He looks like he can handle himself.
Definitely.
Oh boy.
He heads over to your table.
Yeah,
and
so
he
I alert whoever's next to me to
I
his
will
presence.
not be.
No. he kind of pulls the clothes that were obscuring his face out of the way, and he you can clearly see handsome individual, same tan skin as Jasmal, eyes of a darker, more
Sir Lawrence Olivier.
eyes of a darker color, black hair kind of pulled into a loose ponytail behind him. He says, "Greetings. I believe we might know each other."
To me, I'm guessing.
Just to the table in general.
Do I recognize him? I doubt I do, right?
Do I?
Make intelligence checks.
Hurrah!
You may not recognize him, but what you say.
His reputation. Well, it
Oh,
may depend a little
crap.
bit if I actually recognize him or if I
6.
True.
don't. 17, I think. So it is 17.
You don't recognize him.
Okay. Afraid I don't
6.
recognize you, partner.
Well, I'm your new best friend. Mind if I sit with you?
I'm not sure I have friends, but
He looks. Oh, that might be true.
it's a free. Oh, it's a free town.
You, with your perception, you watch as he smothers a giggle as you say, "It's a free town," and then he kind of just looks at you. I mean, there's no reason to be rude, right? I'm sure we can have something to discuss.
Let's get drunk together.
She's the one who's good with people.
Have a seat.
Let's get drunk together.
You watch as he locks eyes and he just pulls the chair out and sits down right next to you.
Alright, so why do you say that you're our new best friend?
Because you get drunk with us?
He looks over at Bruce. He says, "Because I think you and we could have some business to discuss."
Anything you can tell me, you can tell her.
I mean, I'm talking in common, aren't I? Or he doesn't say common, he says prostelvist.
No, just want to make sure you weren't, because I don't plan to leave the bar, but what you got in mind?
I'm wondering if you understand who you're traveling with.
Jasmal? She's fine.
Is she?
Seems fine to me. You think otherwise?
Oh, I know otherwise.
I knew it. She's in a freeze.
What?
She's in a freeze.
Oh,
genie.
that would be perfect. That's why she was on fire this whole time.
Yeah, I was wondering about the smoldering and the
Oh, man.
screams of dead men and horrible wishes have been made.
Well, I don't want to hear anything ill said about my friend here.
Wait a second, and you wanted that alcohol really badly?
I thought you didn't have friends.
Nah.
Let me cut to the chase.
What you got?
This person is an escaped slave.
Good for her. Nice
I've
work. That's the way slaves should be.
And if you don't want to cause any trouble, I'd be willing to buy her back from you.
Not mine to sell. Not mine to sell.
So you're saying that I could just take her?
No.
Oh, man.
You can try, I suppose. I'm not going to let you.
Bishop.
Bishop puts his paws on the table.
I imagine you have something to say about this.
I'm,
He says something in a language you don't understand.
Alright. That makes me angry, so I just stand up. He tells me to be quiet.
He stands
I'm not
up
a
too.
slave anymore!
Really? You're gonna try and sell that you're not a slave?
Nope. I was bought by someone who chose to free me.
Ha!
So,
Who would free a slave?
Smart man.
I'm free. I'm not even in Rigel anymore. There's no slavery on this continent.
Slave's a slave.
Not here.
He just looks over at Bruce.
I think your business is done, it sounds like.
Hold on.
Can we get a
Michael
growl
Miles is
from
breaking
Bishop?
character. Love this a little too
Can we
much.
get-
Oh, man.
Can we get a growl from Bishop? Sound effects?
Have you come over? Has he noticed the...
Yeah, I've.
Bishop's got his paws on the table.
Yeah.
He's like looking dead-eyed
Yeah,
at the guy.
when we did this, like Bishop's like that to get to the table.
Can I give you an insight to get a sense of how good this guy seems to be?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Okay.
You're probably not going to get a lot of information.
Yeah, 15. I'm just...
15. His display making his way over to you. He's clearly very nimble. His clothing, you can see he doesn't wear armor, but you get the sense that he's used to fighting that way. And
But seems competent.
make
All right.
definitely competent and confident. Make a perception check. Sure.
I'm gonna go towards the door.
You guys don't have to do
22.
anything for me, but I am not being taken alive. That's all I'm saying.
I don't plan to let you get taken anywhere you don't want to take.
You can clearly see that he has daggers hidden in his and
And of course, you know
reaches-
this one's armed. I'm sure you're not surprised by
Wait.
that.
yeah.
I'm gonna stay.
He reaches in, he pulls out a small scroll, and he gestures it towards you. I know we should be wrapping up soon.
To me?
Yeah, he'll
Okay,
holds
do
the scroll
take
to you. He says, "If you ever decide not to be an arrogant ass, you can get a hold of me."
Fair enough.
Oh, man.
He looks at you, and he smiles.
Leave us, good sir.
He says something in a language you don't understand, which basically translates to, "If you want to fucking start something, then get off your ass and do it." He
I
picks
smile
up,
and I kind of...
he
do
picks
it.
up Jasmal's drink and leaves the table.
Oh no, I'm getting that drink back.
Go, John,
Let's
go!
go.
Stand down, stand down. Oh, my God.
Are you gonna fight him?
I'll walk up and grab the drink.
He's holding on to it.
Sounds like a contest
I'll
of some
take it.
sort, of some form.
I'll take it.
Like, you might need
Go
to
ahead
check
and
yourself.
make an acrobatic or athletics check. It's a contested athletics check.
So we're not into the session yet, are we?
There might be a cliffhanger if we do this right.
We are not getting our downtime.
Yep. Pretty sure that's just plus
you
0.
should. It's athletics
Yeah.
plus
Hold on.
4.
I'll be right back.
That is not true.
It's
Right.
Scroll up. Your strength is plus 0. So that should at most be a plus 3.
all right.
So roll it and subtract 9.
16.
So you successfully pull the glass out of his hand.
I set it back to Jasmal.
And as you pull it, I need you to make make a dex check.
10.
As you take the glass and you start to turn and set it down on the table, he sticks his foot out, you trip, and you spill the glass right into Jasmal's face.
All right.
Oh,
That's it.
Can't
That's
you get
it.
a dodge or something?
Bishop, attack.
I'm a
Go.
little ruffled. I probably
Yeah.
wouldn't have this.
He's about to command Bishop to attack, and that's going to be initiative.
Oh boy.
You're going to do it?
Yeah, let's go.
Listen, it's not worth it. It's not worth
It
it.
is.
Trust me, these guys are dangerous. I wouldn't want any of you guys getting into trouble on account of me. Please don't do it.
So in the picosecond before he does this, you try to tell him that.
Yes. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay.
Do you stop?
I stop and say, you better buy her another drink.
I don't want anything from him.
Yeah, it's not your place
Get
to
out of
ask.
here.
He turns, he says, I've been trying. Thank you.
You better give her another drink.
I slide my drink over to Jasmal.
You
I
spilled
got
it.
one.
You're the one who tripped me.
I never tripped you. He turns and he starts making his way out of the tavern.
I'm gonna walk behind him.
You're going to walk behind him? You're about to get a boot
Wanna,
to the
like-
fucking head.
Can I use persuasion on Jeff to please, you don't understand. I'll tell you guys a lot more about the situation
All right.
if you really want to know. Please don't start anything. I will buy you every drink you've ever wanted.
You better leave.
I will buy
He's
you
leaving.
that bottle of
Not
whiskey.
come back.
He's walking out.
You're like, you better go. He's like, I'm going.
All right, I
Fine.
clap my hand over Josh's mouth.
Go.
All right, and he leaves. You two are heading to the Smith's Guild.
I was going to say right now.
I mean, I know that he does not exist in this world. So I'd say the equivalent.
Like right now, literally.
That
like,
was great.
the four of us are at the entrance to the stables after having like taken care of the wagon. We're talking with the stable master about like how much it would cost to get like upgraded tires, or rather upgraded wheels for the wagon. That's what's happening. You
Okay.
know.
We cut to, and that'll be how many silver?
It's like so I got this awesome.
That was so stressful.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We're talking
tense.
we're talking about getting rims for the wagon.
We should get like spin.
All right. They tell you it'll be 5 silver a day to stable the horse. They can throw the wagon in the backyard and just keep it locked up for you.
Okay.
Stables is near enough to the Smith's Guild. It's not much of an issue.
Yeah,
Technically, most of the stables would be near one of the gates.
Right. Okay. So I hand over a gold for a couple days worth.
Sure.
Yeah. And so we head to the Smith's Guild.
That was perfect with the music, by the way.
I know that music
Yeah.
was so happy.
Oh yeah.
It is crazy.
Oh no! It's like that's going like this stuff, this heavy stuff's going on, and like in the background, just like
No one realizes
it's just
that
like the light.
shit almost went
It's
down.
like the lights are dimming in the background and coming up in the foreground. It's like how this is happening.
I'm kind of. I swear it seemed like that actually happened in Pirates of the Caribbean.
I was literally like so close.
That
to
music
fighting him.
was taken from Pirates of the Caribbean,
Yes.
where they had the fight.
Yes.
That's why I was playing. It's like the,
I was expecting-
the fighting music.
yeah, it is. They play that music during the brawl, and they're having a brawl. It's like, yeah, this is perfect. I'm saving that music for the exact
Yeah.
moment.
It's perfect.
All right, so it's
we get
easy
to
enough
go.
to stable it up, and you head into the Smith's Guild.
Yep.
And there's secretary, half elf. Sorry, not a half elf. Human, who looks at all the two of you. The guards stay outside.
Yes. Okay.
They trust you enough to let you into the building and handle your business, especially since they're not members.
Okay. You mean him?
Oh, are you not going in?
No, I am going in.
Yeah,
We're both
I'm a
going
member of
in.
the Smith's Guild.
Yeah, they trust enough that
Oh, the
your-
guards.
the guards stay
Right.
outside.
The guards are sitting outside.
Okay.
He does not control our characters.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
do.
Yes.
We,
Oh,
yes,
no, I thought he
yes.
was talking about the people inside.
Okay,
Okay.
but no.
Yeah.
Now you're asking whether or not the people inside are going outside to meet us.
No,
I'm
okay,
confused.
yeah. Oh, yeah. So we go in,
Okay.
Yeah.
and I handle whatever the necessary formalities are with the secretary.
They asked to see your token.
Yeah. Coin
It's,
and
it's mostly a formality
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
they recognize you, and it's like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, welcome back, Mr. Tinker. And
hi, Emmy. Or, you know.
sure, that's her name.
I'll be staying for a couple days. I also wanted to introduce my friend Lysander.
That's my name.
You have last name? I can't remember.
I don't have a last
Last
name.
name
So
redacted.
I say Lysander, and I add a couple of like minor honorifics to it.
You can see that she-
that makes sense.
Sure.
Part of the shield
You can see that she was kind of digging through the paperwork as you were gesturing this, and she's just like, "Oh, it's lovely to meet you. Are you a prospective member?"
Technically, perhaps
Not
we should
exactly,
explain the
but
situation.
he was actually interested in starting up an
Artisan.
I almost said artisan, an artist's guild in the city, and I wanted to introduce him to a couple of people who may make sense. And I would know like a name or two that.
Right. Sure.
Yeah.
So even and I was like, "Oh, that sounds lovely. As long as you escort him, that
Certainly.
is perfectly fine." By the way, a letter arrived for you earlier today.
Thank you.
Seems important.
I continue and open up.
So you head in a little bit further into the Smith's Guild.
Yep.
You can find Hoss's room. It's basically like a collection of guest rooms with a bed and a table and a pitcher of water.
I was half expecting it to just be a closet, and he's just been telling us he's going to his room this whole time. He's just recharging the closet.
It's a room like any other people.
All right. Not sure what the water's doing, though. Sure.
You make introductions. You talk. You get an idea of what it would involve for you to start a guild.
It's probably pretty involved.
It's a little bit involved. It's stuff that we'll handle during our one-on-one.
Sure.
But like you have a couple of like people who are contacts that you can talk to.
Good. Thank you so much.
So like that conversation is going on, and I'm like reading this. I'm reading this as like even though it's not actually me.
Wait, what?
Fascinating.
You appear to have gotten some sort of a message.
Yeah. Well, you like as we're walking, I'm reading it.
What's it say? Anything important?
Oh, sure. I'll just read that loud. Well,
Sure.
yeah. Like I'll read out loud when there's just the two of us in the room.
Oh, sure.
And then you guys. It's like, hail Bruce of the Bannock clan. I hope this letter finds you. As I read that,
Federal offense, sir.
As I read that, I do say it's like it is like addressed to me.
Huh.
What? This is what you do when I'm not around?
No, the people's mail?
The only person with a permanent address is Hoss.
I start reading. I'm like, oh, hang
What
on.
do you say
Maybe
it's
I
addressed
won't-
to someone else? You could not read it. It's possible.
It is possible.
Pass me those.
Honestly, that's what I expected Hoss
the
to do.
closest
I think that this isn't really addressed. So since this is to Bruce, I'm gonna he can let us know what it's about. This looks interesting.
You're just not going to... Okay, I was interested, but sure.
Yeah, no, Hoss is he's like, hail Bruce of the Bannock clan, and he's like, well, you know what? This is kind of to him, so I probably shouldn't read this out loud. Meanwhile, he's like,
Skimming.
he's meanwhile, I shouldn't read this
Literally
out loud.
scanning it.
Yeah.
It's like I shouldn't read this up. I was like, I shouldn't read this out loud, but like you can tell he's quickly reading. I was like, but it looks very interesting. And then
I'm sure now that
Lysander's
I...
rubbing off on
I'm sure that if it's for us,
supposed to be like our
Bruce-
moral.
the moral center of the
Yeah.
group.
I didn't actually read it. I said, I literally scanned it. It's like that's my reaction. It's like this looks interesting.
Good one.
So
Scanning is reading.
no, it's not.
Well,
not
private
yeah.
mail.
So are you saying like...
Is Hoss planning on handing the letter to Lysander? Maybe for Lysander to give to Bruce when they meet up tonight to go to bed?
Well, I'm going too.
And he's gonna read.
Oh, you are? I thought you said you were staying in the Smith's Guild.
Yeah, but I mean,
It's
I was
gonna
going to go take care of the thing and join them, and then I'll I'm not going to stay in the inn. I'm going to stay here in the guild.
Okay, so you're in the guild. You're going to go to the tavern, then come back to the guild. Yeah. Okay.
So I don't get to see the letter.
So talk, conversation. You get an idea of what's expected of the Smith's Guild. You feel like a couple of people are going to remember you, especially since you're planning such an
that's a date.
interesting adventure. That date is dated 2 days ago.
Oh,
And I believe it should match the date on the letter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
That way, I didn't have to break the seal to remember which letter goes where.
Right.
Oh, nice.
All right. So
So then you leave the Smith's Guild and head over to the tavern.
great.
Oh,
Right.
why is the seal broken?
Well, because,
Don't worry about
well,
it.
no. Look at it.
Look at
Other side.
Look at the.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's
that
like
makes
thi-
sense.
this-
You are a
thi-
Haas thinker. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, this arrived for me, but I didn't. I saw it actually for you, so
Oh, okay.
I didn't
That's even
read
better.
it.
Are you guys
I'm
in-
interested in finding what's in it. But
Are you guys in the filled basilisk right now?
yeah,
That's where
It's
we.
not the best reading location, is that true?
That is definitely true. Oh, right, not here. Yeah.
They've never heard of care of? You could just write care of. Like, for Bruce, care of.
Apparently, they had not. I didn't know that was a
Who is
thing.
this Karov you speak of?
for Bruce Caroff.
Caribou. Dear sir, I hope this letter
Well, I
finds you in
don't
good
know
health.
Bruce Caroff,
No.
but I mean,
I know.
I had to.
I'm on there too.
Oh, you did actually. I was joking. I didn't read it yet.
What?
I hope this letter finds you in good health. Yes.
in a prosperous enough. You're back in the tavern, so.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you gonna head to bed, Joe?
No.
Okay.
He's losing it.
It looks like Riley wants to leave, so if Josh heads to bed, Riley can leave.
Oh, I was just getting back to something real quick.
Okay.
So
You sit down. You guys can talk.
I want to get drunk again.
You are, if you pay another gold, you are suitably inebriated.
Okay, let's go.
like when we sit down, like while he's reading, we catch you up. It's like, hey, yeah, we turned the wagon over. He met with Mr. So and So, Mr. So and So, and Mr. So and So of the guild, and he'll have his. There's a dinner good here tonight.
I don't have much of an appetite right now.
You okay?
We found the guy who was all dressed up in all the cloth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he found us.
Yeah,
That's
and
weird. Why would he come over here?
I guess my secret's out. I wasn't really getting into it. Oh,
I saw him
I'm
typing
gonna
it.
hang on to that for him.
Yeah, I will make sure to get that before we leave.
Okay.
Get
Anyway,
good money.
I've been keeping it to myself, but in my homeland, I was a slave. And basically, I was owned by a horrible person that I do not like to think about or talk about at all, which is why I've never told you guys.
Trigger warning.
And I do apologize because I realize could have brought some trouble down on you. But anyway, I was won in a card game by a kind person who decided to free me, and he basically escorted me to the port, and I made my way over here. But
And ever since you've been here.
I've been here.
Well, I'm glad you escaped.
Yeah, but
Now the trouble is.
You're. I don't cotton to slavery.
what?
The Hoss says I don't cotton to slavery.
Me either.
That's awful.
That's
So
Why are you
Yeah.
glaring at me?
I
You did this!
You did.
Some evil god who created this society. you
I'm
know,
cursing the gods right now.
and the kings who support it.
Yes.
You know, and every slaver on that
Anyway,
continent.
I,
Everybody. I also made the
kinda
person
just-
who freed you.
want to put a
It's
lot of
true.
distance between here and there right now, but I don't know.
So
I don't know what to do.
what does this have to do with that guy? We saw
I think
going
he
to
wanted
city?
to essentially recollect her.
Yeah,
which did not happen.
I
What
believe
about this close to
my
fighting
previous owner would
Hmm.
probably have a strong interest in getting me back. What?
I said, I wish you'd fought him. It would have been so good.
him?
I really wanted to.
Oh,
I was like
Um,
thinking about like brushing off his shoes and pulling his leg up.
The oldest trick in the book.
pardon me, sir. A couple of copper for whoop.
He's
So-
prone and then he takes
back,
his action
back to you
get
guys'
up.
discussion,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's why I whispered. I didn't want to interrupt you guys.
so that's pretty horrible. That adds another wrinkle to the puzzle about why he's here. That was probably a happenstance kind of thing, but
Are you somehow recognizable?
that's a good question. Hold on, did he recognize you, or did he recognize where you came from?
We actually didn't end up getting the details, but
He seemed to know you
I
specifically
suspect-
had been a slave.
yeah,
This didn't seem like unless every woman from your continent who'd be here would have been a slave, which I doubt.
Jasmal, do you want
That's the question.
to? Do you want me to say openly what he keyed off of, or do you want me to whisper it to you?
can whisper it to me and I'll tell him if.
So I'll get you in a minute, but basically my letter is saying that Tristan, my cousin, came back to Orlane looking for us. This is from Agra.
And that's the person we've already run into. Tristan?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think something's going down. So he wanted me to meet him at Orlane. So
okay.
I'm in going to Orlane instead to this swamp.
Okay.
All right, well,
Agrid
that's-
is the
Kind of like Lord
Lord,
of
right?
the new Lord.
Oh,
that's
right.
Okay.
And there's the other
Alright.
thing with Tristan. So, didn't you say there was some trouble last time we saw him?
That Tristan was going.
Like, that was a
north.
while ago.
Sorry, I didn't mean to just derail that. I did want to distract the group so you can have privacy.
All right, thank you.
Yeah,
I don't know if he recognized me specifically. I definitely did not recognize him, but as a slave, I had to wear collars at certain points. So there's like lighter skin. You guys probably wouldn't notice it right away, but with all his training,
I thought
it
you
would.
wore a necklace.
Okay.
You can make a projection check.
Mm-hmm.
It was +7.
That's only a 13.
You don't notice it.
Okay. Yes. There are some things I don't notice. There are limits even to my animal senses.
I got a nat 20. I noticed
I'm not going to.
What do your elf eyes see?
You don't get to make the check. I'm sorry.
but I got a nat 20.
Be trained.
I'm not
Yeah,
staring at.
I didn't say
Jasmal.
Lysander. I said Bruce has a high enough score to make it.
But I also have a +4 perception.
Now
He
I'm
has
like
a +7.
very uncomfortably.
I'm trained and wisdom is my main stat.
Man, I wasted a 20.
Alright, so
Anyway.
So
Okay.
Yeah,
let's get drunk.
yeah. Hustle's
I
against
believe you.
people being perceived as property.
generally a good position.
Yeah.
Also the accepted norm
But
in
Yeah.
the entirety
you know,
of the
it's
Saren Peninsula.
But also, like,
I've
Robot
been
Man.
afraid to even ask about it, but I mean, by the laws of this country, like, how would it go? Like, I can't be repossessed, right?
Do we happen to have
it's
a...
illegal here. Do you guys know anything about this?
Can I make a history check? Because I'd like.
Well, the law usually comes at the point of a sword.
The
so.
civilized people can make history checks, not you, Bruce.
Not in my clan.
We will fight him.
According to you, it would basically be like if you get taken, it was because you were weak.
Yeah, survival.
19.
Yeah.
24.
Was that a natural 20?
19 plus 5.
Wow, okay. As far as you know, slavery has actually been a major sticking point between the Korma Kingdom and the city-states of Rigel. It's one of the main problems that stopped them from having a proper alliance, is that the Korma Kingdom does not believe in slavery. As far as you know, nobody in Prostelvis cares.
That's something that orcs do.
Yeah. Or worse. The Rigelans do it, and you're like, okay, just keep it out. Basically, North pre-Civil War.
So
Okay.
there's no extradition
And
treaty necessary.
There's no extradition treaty in terms of, like, if a slave gets repossessed. The guards probably will oppose it, but if the person's high-ranking enough and convinces them that it's Rigelan business, stay out, they will back off.
Okay.
So if he gets his hands on you
Right.
alone and is escorting you back towards the ship in chains, you would have to make an escape. Otherwise, he would be allowed to take you on a ship and bring you back.
So I relay that, and the hostlers in the bed. It's like, in this region, slavery is a thing that hobgoblins and orcs do, not.
Civilized folks.
Yes.
So let's, while we're in the same town as him, let's go ahead
I'm not
and...
interested in staying in the same town as him.
Well, yes. Let's keep you safe till you get out of here, and then make sure he doesn't follow.
Or you go on to Algon tonight.
I do have a
Gotcha.
disguise kit in my possession, although now he already knows where
Also-
I've been hanging out and who I'm hanging out with.
Also, stick close to your glitter. And
True.
I mean, I don't know if this is something that you. By the way, do you guys know the names of your accompaniment?
Shiny
Probably.
pants.
Okay,
Like that?
so Haas informs them of the names of their assigned guards.
One of them is a female named Moress. The other one, a gentleman named... they just call him Pop.
Okay. I don't know if you want to let Moress know that you may be threatened, but we can definitely.
It's probably
Keep
a
an
good
eye.
idea.
Okay.
Thanks, guys. But I mean, I don't want you guys getting into, I mean, that guy seemed pretty rough. I don't want you guys to do anything
Let's
just
go
for me,
fight
but
him.
Did you want?
I'm not going back to Rigel. That's all I'm saying.
Assuming he's going no further than here, maybe we should find out if that's the case. Did you want to kick off your journeying from Alagon instead of starting from here, if he's around here?
Yeah, I'm planning. I'm gonna probably leave like first thing in the morning.
We should.
Maybe I should even leave tonight. I don't know.
We should beat that guy up. So then he doesn't attack us or anything. I just want to.
It's not unusual for people to have guests in the Smiths Guild if you wanted a more secure place to stay.
That might be a good idea.
Is that the case?
It's
Like, I assume people
yeah.
have friends over.
they. It's not something that's
And he
generally
didn't
like.
see me with
Oh
you.
yeah,
Well,
it's not
yeah.
a frat house, but yes, they do have concessions for bringing guests in.
They've probably been
There's
rooting for you to have a
limit.
girlfriend for like 100 years. They've been wanting you to have a girlfriend, so now they're all cheering for you.
Woo! Hoss got hitched.
It's like that
Just
room.
the secretary gives him a high
There's a betting
five.
pool as to when he's going to get paid.
There's another betting
Whether,
pool
you,
for the
whether
house.
you can get laid is the other betting pool.
I was gonna say, they have like, does he have equipment or does he?
Remember that Hoss is not a
Is it
he.
detachable?
Right. It.
Hoss
They
is
have
a
a
they.
betting
I
pool
am
on
more
when
than
it
happy
will
to pretend to
actually,
be your
they have a
lady
betting pool as to
friend.
when it will reveal its sexuality
Okay.
by bringing a person in to the Smiths Guild.
Okay, the problem is if nobody wins because he brings another robot.
He's robosexual.
That's when the house wins. The Smiths Guild takes it off.
Yes.
The rooms at
They're
the
banking on
Smiths
that.
Hall are like pool rooms, right? It's not like I have a room. It's just there are rooms available for
Right, yeah. Because like most people have families or their own houses out. It's
Because-
mostly for visitors,
Right.
and the stragglers who don't have a place like that.
Yeah, because I was going to say, like, if I did have the side room, which I don't really like, the bed's never been used, so
It's been still made for 100 years.
it is dusty.
It's also
Check for black widows. They love to get in the among the sheets.
But yeah, it's like
really?
that could.
that's
Yeah, I'm
terrifying.
kind of gunning to get
Luckily
out of here.
enough,
If
Sarah
you live in
Peninsula is
Bel-
at that sweet
in the
spot
north
where
for like 6 months.
it's too
if
cold
there's enough.
for spiders to live.
Yeah.
Or not spiders, but like black widows.
If it's an old
so
house,
they've
it's
never
like
never been a problem. Just like New York, which is why I love to live here.
Yeah. We annually kill.
I get enough spider
most
bites
of
at
our
night
insects,
anyway,
that's
so
I'm sorry.
it
So-
sucks.
Did you want to continue the conversation? Was there anything more you wanted to discuss?
Oh, so what I told them was that the letters from Agrid, the leader of Orlane, the place we defended, saying that my cousin Tristan, who I'd seen last time we were in that area, seemed like he was running himself ragged to try to find me and would be there for a couple more days. But Agrid thinks I should come as soon as I can to see him.
Oh,
Okay.
So that probably is actually going to be my next stop instead of the swamp.
So you both are going to be heading in that direction, basically. Okay.
Oh, are you going to head north?
Well,
you
it's
said you
towards-
both. Who are you talking about?
You two. Because it sounds like Tristan needs you, and you need to get the heck out of here.
She's going to Alagon, the city, with those two because it's a.
Well-
or did you want to go somewhere?
I was gonna ask. I don't know if I should ask this in game or out of game, but like, is there a way that I could like physically alter my appearance so I'm not as easily?
The bracelet.
Disguise self that can
yes.
literally change your appearance.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Is is that like a spell
You know,
that
it is a
could
spell.
last for a long
Right.
time,
Yes.
or like
You
could
have
I
this-
permanently?
You have disguise self.
Oh wow! Look at that.
That spell will disguise
But-
you for an hour.
Something that
It'll-
would be like permanent.
What about
though. Is
the
that
bracelet?
possible?
There is, you could
The bracelet-
You can cast it for a total of 9 hours a day. You can cast it for if
But
you used all your spell slots.
That's a lot.
The bracelet can be it's more permanent in that you can activate it and deactivate it at will.
I just kind of recast it whenever it ends, the moment it ends.
Yeah.
If that's technically how we're ruling.
It's basically like you can cast
Since
that
it's an
spell
unlimited amount of
as many times
castings,
as you want.
and it's an
Without,
action.
Oh,
It
okay.
the problem is
it
Without
really
wasting
matters. Like
spell
in combat.
slots.
the problem is we
Because it
can't
only
use it
takes
inside
6
the city.
True. There's also the question.
But
of
other
if the
cities
guards
that
can
don't ban
straight
magic,
out
I could
6
use
hours
it.
straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where do I get my hands on one of those?
Very carefully.
He
Well,
has it.
You could. I mean,
He might let you borrow it if you ask
could
him.
borrow that.
I could unattune from it and hand it to him.
You notice that
In
he
this
has,
city, I'm in danger. In Alagon, you got issues. So maybe, at least for now.
At this point, you recognize that while Lysander's armor is mostly black with like green phosphorescence that activates occasionally,
Yeah.
on one arm he has a brown bracer with like a single inset gem that he's been wearing, and they tell you it's a bracer that allows him to disguise himself permanently, essentially permanently.
That's why I keep like popping into random forms. whenever
It does not
show.
alter his voice, but it does alter his appearance
Which is
to
why
a degree.
Which
you've
is why I
seen
keep
me
having
use it.
Well, yeah, you're.
Where it looked like the
when
alien Sigourney
it
Weaver.
turned into Sigourney Weaver with a floppy hat.
Right, right.
And in my case, I keep having to imitate other voices if I disguise as something. So
Which you can do with a performance check. You can try and
What's that?
you can give yourself a different voice with a performance check.
Right.
there's also the fun option, which is try to do it in real life,
Which
which
can
I've
be-
pulled off before,
and which
is
can get you
great.
advantage.
Nice.
So
It was
he
great when I
has
pulled it off that one time.
He has the bracer. You could ask for that. You have the spell, less permanent, but it could buy you a
Right.
A fair
protection
amount
to
of
get
time.
on.
Yeah.
And yeah, they pointed out that the Starfields are very strict about no magic in the city.
So even if I activate my bracer, they're going to notice. If you activate
Well,
it,
It's
they're
something
gonna,
that you
Maybe-
could get, then go to your room, figure out how it works, and then the next day
Right.
use it to get out.
Can I talk to the guards and explain that situation and see if maybe they'll let me have this
They're not
one
usually that-
exception?
You could talk to them.
All right.
they're not usually that lenient.
Yeah, do you want to give away your... I mean, at some point we're going to get
You're also about
free
to tell,
range. Does free range of the city
Right.
include
Isn't that
free
paperwork
magic
coming?
use or no?
Probably
It,
not.
it includes limited magic use.
Okay.
If you abuse privilege, you are on a very, very short leash. If you abuse the privilege, you will very, very quickly find that leash removed, and you will be back under the Starfield's.
I prefer to be unleashed.
I also do have a disguise kit in my possession. I
The
don't think we
disguise
ever.
could
I don't
buy
know
you
how
a little bit.
good. I mean, he's probably too smart to like be fooled by that.
It would be contested rolls,
Yeah.
your performance check versus his perception to figure it out.
You
Well,
do
I
have
It's a
think
little
for
bit more
now-
risky. It's a little bit more like risky in that he can figure it out, but it's also less risky in that it's not magical.
From here on out, you should probably be doing your neck every day, just as a
Right.
extra precaution with the disguise kit before you go out.
Yeah.
He knows these two. He doesn't know the two of us.
Exactly.
So if you were hanging out with if
if
they rough
I
him up.
in a disguise,
Well,
right?
not only that, but like if you were disguised and like hooded and
traveling
you
with
weren't
them.
with those two,
Yeah.
then you could.
He doesn't,
Right,
he doesn't have
so-
the context.
I will definitely just use the disguise kit right now, I guess. And like, should we maybe get out of here and see if the Smiths will let me hang out in there?
Yeah. Well, how about we leave the tavern and
Yeah.
you could talk to your glitter,
Okay.
and then if you wanted to, and then we could head to the Smith Guild. You guys could head to your room, and that could be it for the night.
The wine.
I was going to say we're
Yes.
at 9:33.
The wine.
You deserve your wine for not fighting that guy.
Grab the wine.
You grab the wine.
She could probably
We
use...
get 2 glasses to go.
He says, "No,
Alright, can we get 2 glasses then?
no,
Are you trying
We're
to buy?
staying here.
Are you trying to buy
no,
two
you're not.
glasses?
There's no rooms.
You're that drunk. Okay.
Can we
Can you?
No,
buy 2 glasses?
no, get out."
I have a.
Why is he so mad?
Well, you've got a wine bottle. What? Just leave with the wine bottle.
You can drink from the
He was
bottle.
basically going to the restaurant and saying, "Can I grab it? Can I walk out with one of your
Can I-
glasses?"
Yes,
That's why he was crossed.
People do it at Outback Steakhouse all the time.
Alright, so we will leave.
They don't care.
Strangely, yeah.
I mean, we
my
spent
parents had a
10
set of
gold
knives
on
they had
that
to
wine.
copy
A
from
couple
them.
glasses
Weird.
isn't gonna be.
And it wasn't like they took it. It was more of a, hey,
is-
these are
this
really
is the
nice.
age
Can we
when
buy them?
glasses
And
was,
the staff just said,
Oh,
"Sure,
okay.
prolific."
sure." Which I think they weren't supposed to. And that was like 20 years ago. But anyway.
It's okay. I've got a goblet that never spills, buddy. You can.
Oh,
you can,
man.
Oh,
The trinkets
You
coming
can.
into play.
There we go.
Candy.
It's yours for the rest of the night.
Scene.
Yeah. So you guys are gonna head to the Smith's Guild.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna head to your tavern, or your
I
inn.
give my
in.
goblet to Joff.
We will go finish the party.
So
You're so
you have a
obsessed
conversation
with
with the Glitterer. Make a persuasion check. Basically, you're outlining that you're gonna use a disguise kit to hide your appearance because a dangerous man is after you.
Can I aid her
How so?
in the conversation?
So, but you weren't really there.
Okay.
for it.
All right. All right. 16 plus 9. All right.
I was gonna say.
Hopefully, I'm good.
You're good. He will agree. He says we'll be taking extra precautions to make sure you are safe in the village, in the town. Damn it. And
City.
It just constantly
And-
morphs magically
yeah.
depending on the hour.
And we will be taking extra precautions that you do not abuse this small bit of leniency. I will be stationed outside your door. When you emerge, I want to get a good look at what your disguise is, so that I know what to look for.
Absolutely. Sure. Thank you.
He gives you a nod and says, "We may be here to stop you from using magic, but we're also here to protect you from those who want to do you harm."
I appreciate that.
And so, you guys head to your rooms.
Mm-hmm.
The guards demand the permission to enter into the Smith's Guild and set up for guard duty. Smith's Guild bends, but is very reluctant about it, and they are set up in a room adjacent to your
Okay.
guys'. You guys go to bed. You guys also go to bed. Nothing interesting happens to you on the way.
Did we drink the wine?
Okay, did we? I think you mean did you.
Alright, if you guys didn't want any, I'm just gonna save it.
Okay.
Do you want any?
I'm fine with drinking beer all night. I mean, if you open the wine, I'll drink it. But if beer's fine.
I was gonna save it for the road.
As you enter, the bartender asks where your fourth one is. You bought 4 rooms.
In the end, they actually had some problems. They're not going to be coming in tonight.
Oh, well, good luck to them.
Yep.
Have a good night.
Thanks.
Why no refund?
Yeah, we head in the room like
No.
like
That's not how most hotels work.
After the bed's like these aren't
What's it
grand rooms, but they're okay. I'll try to be I'll be working over there. I'll try to be quiet.
Thank you.
And
I don't
that's
know
where
if I'll
we'll
get
end the
much
session. You guys
sleep,
will wake up
but-
tomorrow.